pretty tanky in this mid game.
Yeah.
Feels like they want to take the fight to Vision.
Aside from the bear, who's going to kill these heroes when they are piped?
Radiant's middle tower.
Well, I would think Lina does some damage.
From Vision's side, I mean.
Oh,
like,
right.
How are they going to kill a piped Kez with Mage Slayer if he gets to hit the Snapfire a single time?
Yep.
It's not going to be that easy. Oh, 9 class getting some good information here onto Kiritich.
Coming.
Yeah, this is
the Dark Seer Snapfire nearby. There's the stun to start things out. Noticed in the area as well. No one connecting. That is a dead chicken. It's on the...
Oh, nice timing.
Raptor Dance coming out, but at the last moment, healing up quite a bit. His 9 class now has to try and retreat as Kataomi joins the party. So Kiritich will not be dinner tonight for Vision, it seems.
Excellent timing on the Raptor Dance. I think he dodged the cookie fully and got to heal up a decent amount and ends the play once again. If you don't get that burst in immediately.
Stop Ducalis, not able to get there in time. Haven't seen the value from the techies quite yet.
No, also saw in the stats going into the game, techies currently 0-3.
Does that mean Save has not played him yet?
One of which is Ducalis. He has 1 loss. Okay. I don't know if Save has played it, any of their
There's no way he doesn't lose on techies. They're just giving everybody else
Maybe
a
they
chance.
should have picked it every game then.
That's why I thought they picked techies to try to deny it potentially, but I can't remember the exact order of the draft. Either way, GPK has his boots of travel with the Kaya now. Is going to finish off the Yasha. Combine it.
Very early gem from Kataomi. I mean, this is a super strong timing for BoomBoys. I think their lineup's just better right now than that of Vision. You're running a gem, you have the pipe, you have incredibly potent spells. This is just a matter of not getting caught out and put in unfavorable positions. So far, so good.
Kiritich is not super far away from the Desolator, and that's when he starts to get to the next level. But this is the hero that we have to worry about, or at least BoomBoys has to worry about from the Vision side. Mjolnir online and getting closer to the Aghanim Scepter, and that's when the bear can be autonomous. Sindarin can do whatever he wants. He's unleashed. He's no longer the slave of Lone Druid. They make it seem like Lone Druid is very good with animals, but he buys the Aghs to get rid of the animal to the other side of the map. He doesn't want anything to do with it, it seems. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is interesting.
Okay, as we hit the 16-minute mark here at the International.
Not going to give you anything to work with on that.
Thank you.
All right, Yashikaya.
Okay, the Invis. See where he puts that to good work. Kiritich has had a lot of his experience stolen from 9 class, or at least leached.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
This is interesting, though, to see the Lina go this route. It looks like GPK wants to go Yashikaya into Pike, so trying to play the distance game. I guess supposedly looking to match the Snapfire range. Like, you can reset position against a lot of Snapfire's abilities. You can play against the bear. Better.
He's coming in for Kiritich. Can he dodge another gank? He's going to get stunned this time by the cookie with a scatterblast above. There's the curse to try to save him. Mortimer's kisses, but he has the grappling claw just out of range. He's actually going to barely know. The last club hits him right in the back of the head, but now a back claw onto 2 with the wall to come through as well. 9 class will fall as Notice still alive. Gets an iron shell onto no one, but he gets gripped by the Bramble. Another Dragon Slave for the road for GPK. So in the end, it's a 2 for 2 as, well, 1 core dies on each side, I suppose, but the carry, I would think, is the most valuable from BoomBoys' side.
Yeah, what an awkward situation. This is a 4v4 where Centaur obviously isn't there since he's farming the top half of the map. He's just jungling with his pipe. And how much work that could have done there, right? But
yeah, where's the heart, man? You farm faster with that thing. Well, he's
gonna get the blink. He's gonna get blinked now, so I think he is very much looking to be involved in the next.
You sure
fight.
He's not gonna blink from camp to camp to get as much farm efficiency as possible?
He's definitely gonna do that too.
Okay.
No doubt about it. Yeah, that was a lot of things on the edge there. Importantly for Vision, they do get the Kez kill. That would have been a travesty if they didn't hit those last 2 globs with the opening they had, but another good play from Kataomi to almost solve that situation on his own. Even without the dagger, it's been a couple of good curses. And yes, sure, the curse doesn't kill anyone, but it has proven to be a good reset button for them. And here is the smoke timing. So with the blink pipe, Ducalis.
Good deny on the rune. That would have been very big for BoomBoys, and that spots the entire smoke. So a good sacrifice, absolutely, for Ducalis. As it will be Hurricane Pike next for GPK.
And there's the Aghs coming out now for Lone Druid. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how Satanic chooses to play the map here. obviously you have different options. Once you get the Aghanims on the bear, you can just accelerate your farm heavily by jungling with your hero, and then obviously send the bear down lanes, farm jungle, etc. But you can also choose to be a little bit more involved in fighting, and this is a player we've seen farm a lot before he gets involved. Already 260 CS here on Satanic. But let's see, considering they're playing with Bounty Hunter 4, I think he's going to be more eager to fight than farm on the bear. Keep an eye on their movement immediately with that axe pickup. They are smoking.
Vision, they're ready to pounce here. Going to try to bait potentially Miara, looking for an opening with that Blink Dagger. There's a Blink also unnoticed, the Darkseer, so watch out for that. This will be the reveal.
Oh, they're making their way down bottom. This is not an obvious move for Kiritich.
Oh, he is running away.
He's running the wrong way now, though.
Yep, going to get this camp. One more camp for Kiritich. Yeah, a little bit greedy boy.
Oh, good sentry.
Very nice dodge of the cookie, and now the Mortimer's Kiss is on cooldown. TPs from BoomBoys as they want to try to do something with this opening. Gotta get rid of these annoying mines, though. At the very least, they don't lose their carry, so...
Kez is pretty good at destroying mines. He has a very fast-paced attack time, so you can see he can easily attack them before they explode. But yeah, crucial sentry there. Without that, probably a dead Kez. And for what it's worth, with the great start Vision had, they haven't really compounded on it at all. This is the same lead they had ages ago.
Yeah, I would like, can we bring up the Dota Plus probability here just to see if anything has changed?
No.
Okay, so it's exactly the same basically.
I
don't agree with this still. It feels 50-50 to me. I'm an untrained individual. I don't do this for a living, though, Sinner. You do, of course.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I would not say the Dire win this game 3 out of 4. That seems a little bit too lopsided, but gonna have to wait and see how it progresses at this point. Maybe we'll be made fools out of soon enough. I just see a lot of potential for BoomBoys. And again, let's keep in mind, it's worth remembering how they've progressed throughout the tournament. You can pick up a lot of momentum from hitting some adversity at the right time. Like, effectively, they came in with a good start, then they hit a slump in the middle of the group stage, and then they finished it off hot. So probably coming into this with a lot of confidence. You heard Bulk in the coach interview as well say that we just think we're playing better now than we were in the group stage. And they have all the reason to think that after they got on a little bit of a heater toward the end, and especially getting their revenge in the elimination game.
Radiant's middle tower.
Class looking for some couriers. What's on this one?
Oh, that is real bad.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, if he gets out with this.
I don't think he's going to. Surely they'll catch up. Mass TPs from BoomBoys. 9 class already at half HP. Laguna Blade. Yeah, that felt really good, I'm sure, for GPK.
That would have been a disaster.
But Blink Dagger, that's 2 minutes. You won't be you will be without that for the Wyvern.
Yep.
That's annoying. Yeah, they'll be able to get the D ward as a result of this. That would have been a very big turn if he was able to secure the gem long term.
Oh, down bottom again. This time it's worse.
Kiritich, that's right, finally shows up to this fight. Bear versus Chicken, who wins? Chicken is winning again, though.
They didn't have any detection.
No. Interesting.
Okay. That's
now
unfortunate.
They're bringing out Dust now, so that's good news for Vision.
They'll have it next time. Unfortunately, they might be getting backstabbed here. No one. All right, he will.
Running away properly. Notice under the cover of the tier 1 tower as well, so this won't connect onto anything except for maybe the old Tormentor, perhaps. We are 2.5 minutes past its existence, so it must be vanquished immediately, of course.
I mean, when you have this many heroes in the neighborhood, you kind of do want to do it, right? But maybe BoomBoys feel like they don't have enough information, although... All right, they're just going to go for it. They did see Darkseer, I think, on the ward in the enemy triangle. Maybe that was enough to feel confident. And that will be a nice shard for save. Just the upgraded first crown.
I feel like Dark Willow is... The Bramble specifically, and especially this shard, is very good against the Bear. The Bear is...
Yeah.
Once the BKB gets kind of low on timer, melee heroes in general have a lot of obstacles they have to get through. I mean, even Darkseer with the Surge sometimes just nullified completely because of a random Bramble on the floor. See if that comes into play.
See him going BKB for that reason, or at least partially for that reason. There's plenty of reasons to buy BKB in this game. BoomBoys with
Oh, wow.
loads.
BKB on Darkseer.
Yeah, that is
As Shiva's already.
Yeah, he is super farm. He is second in net worth.
I was expecting to see him first with this amount of farm, but of course,
Satanic's in the game.
yeah, Satanic does exist, in fact. Silver Edge now on him, so a big power spike for Vision. They've tried 3 or 4 times in a row trying to kill Kiritich. They have not yet succeeded, but there's a back roll onto 2. Immediate grappling claw, though, and a nice LSA onto 2 from GPK. Into the counter curse as well. Look at this damage being applied to the Darkseers. No one gets a full range. Mortimer's Kiss is not really doing that much in the end, though. Is already 2 dead for Vision as Satanic's Bear about to bite the dust as well. Again, BoomBoys already every single time for this Vision play.
Yeah, they don't have any immediate follow-up. It looks like a nice vacuum wall, but Insta-Stampede run out. They have to combo this with a blast-off or with a cookie, or it just doesn't matter. The illusion that they create is not strong. BoomBoys just reset position, and another great curse. I have to say, Kataomi this game has been playing exceptionally well in the Wyvern, just in the right place at the right time. How many times now? That winner's curse again. And that's going to be Roche. So now, BoomBoys have taken Tormentor and Roche and a good team fight.
All right, let's look at that Dota win probability again, please. Just want to double check that it's still 70-30 in favor of Vision. Okay, it's gone up by like 5%, Cinderin. Okay. Something's really wrong with this. What the hell? There's now a heart finished from Miero, so does finally get to the big bad item on the Centaur, and will likely go for the Shard next, which is he is not going for that, in fact. He's going to be going for Ghost Scepter, actually.
He's going to go Crozier.
Okay. Oh, yeah, full Crozier, true.
Yeah, Darkseer queuing that up as well, so we're going to have a lot of ghostly heroes running around eventually.
A lot of Croziering going,
yes,
some would say. TP onto the Wolf, Miero. Love to find an opening onto no one, but out of reach now. As GPK about 600 away from Ags. Satanic's Bear will be found and likely will be killed. Raptor Dance.
Oh, that is
with the stun, but that's just a suicide mission for Ducalis. So far, I have to say the Techies has not worked out at all for Vision. Because without that blast off, they really are lacking stuns.
Yeah. Again, it's not to sound like a broken record, but ease of execution here, it is just hard for Vision's lineup to do what it needs to do. And you have confidence in them because of their track record in the tournament, but I think personally for me, this is one of their weaker drafts. You always at the back of your mind, you're like, Satanic is super farmed, Notice is having a good game. They're going to find that fight eventually that is going to put them in a good spot, but BoomBoys have done a great job the last 10 minutes of not allowing them to really build any advantage on the early laning stage, where both the Darkseer and they've won both side lanes, hands down, right? On Vision's side, it hasn't led to anything afterwards. No progression on the map. You still only taken the tier 1 top and the tier 1 bottom tower. You not even halfway through the mid one. And you lost both the Tormentor and the Roche. It doesn't get much better than that for the Radiant so far.
Yeah, I feel like no one has not really what's the best way to put this? Because GPK started off so well, and he's continued that.
Yep.
No one has not recovered from the laning stage at all. Like, his impact, we've seen, I think, with Mortimer's Kisses, 1 kill onto Kiritich was pretty impactful. But outside of that, and again, lack of stuns maybe not the greatest setup for him to get those globs.
Yeah, he's definitely plateaued. Easily the bottom net worth of the cores here. See, they're holding hands on all of BoomBoys cores. They're within 50 gold of each other. How often do you see that? Ducalis.
Comes out. This will be an eventual death for Ducalis, one would think. Eventually found in the tree line. So GPK Mega Streak. He's got 5 kills to his name. As now an Aghanim Scepter comes for Kiritich.
Flame Cloak is so good against techies. You get a ton of magic resist, you get flying movement, so you can just catch them in the tree line. It's a very easy matchup for Lina to play now. She doesn't get caught off guard. She can just solo kill techies with very minimal risk. Kind of just flying through the mines.
So double Shivas now for Vision, something we are seeing more and more since they changed the way Shivas works.
Yep, area of
Globs
effect is
are
a pretty
bigger.
busted stat.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Cookies are larger, so maybe they can get the stun that they've been missing all game long. As Kiritich and GPK will team up to secure the tier 2. Another minute on the Aegis.
Radiant's
And
top
not sure if they're going to get anything else, but they're still the tier 2's top and mid. It'll be too late to group up and go for that, as they do need to clean up these waves.
Something that's also important when it comes to main stage games like this is whether the players are comfortable with the idea of going late. Because oftentimes when the stakes are higher, people become a little bit more risk averse. They play safer. I think on the side of BoomBoys, they probably feel quite comfortable that this is a game they can win down the stretch. So if the pressure is on Vision to do stuff and their last, I want to say 3 or 4 team movements just haven't worked, regardless of what the game state is in terms of actual net worth, BoomBoys are probably just in their calm and focused on just keep on scaling. I just overall think their lineup will be better down the stretch, and the only thing that can really swing things is either a Fat Vacuum or if Lone Druid somehow gets to kill Wyvern before the fight even begins, right? He just comes in with Silver Edge and beats down Kataomi, but he is obviously going to buy items to try to solve that problem. You can see Kataomi right now eyeing up a Ghost Scepter plus the Aeon Disc as his quick buy, and if the bear doesn't buy a Nullifier, he'll never be able to kill the Wyvern.
Yeah, it's just going to be required at this point.
MP'd? For what?
Did they see 9 class on a Sentry, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe?
Misclicked R. Okay,
Oh.
they did.
They did.
They get the dust. 9 class. Dead again. 4 staffs.
Honestly,
will
a
be finished.
pretty good death. That was a smoke move from BoomBoys that did not end up going on a better target.
At what point will Kiritich be able to just destroy this bear? Does
Yeah,
he
that's-
need to get 6 slotted.
That's the other thing about the late game. I think BoomBoys, this is their best hard carry in recent memory. I just think Kiritich does exceptionally well in late game on Kez. He has a very good understanding of the limitations and of the strengths of the hero.
Yeah, I feel like we've cast him so many times.
He is so good on this hero. So again, just your confidence and your comfort. GPK is playing a hyper-scaling mid. Centaur, probably one of the hardest scaling offlanes as well. Like, all 3 cores can just become beasts. And sure, when it comes to killing the bear, it's mainly the Kez that's going to be doing the heavy lifting there. But Lina actually can do a significant amount of damage to the bear too. Even just forcing it to BKB is a big win if you can pull that off.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going for Butterfly, it looks like, on the bear.
Okay, so no Nullifier yet.
I don't know if he's going to get one in general.
How can you win this game without Nullifier?
Yeah.
Such value. It's going to be, what, double Ghost Scepter, and is there a 4 staff on anybody? Yeah,
There's a
one
force
4 staff
on
for
Wyvern.
Kataomi. He's going to get that Eon Disc as well, so it's just going to have crazy value this game. Nero. You can see 9 class gets spotted. Another death for him. TPK's like, thank you very much. Delicious treat for me.
7-0 on that Lina. And a little Dom creep as well. Oh, here comes the bear, but it's spotted, and Kez,
Forcing out that BKB.
they could curse it.
Yeah, they
They don't
could.
need to.
They have the damage. Very nicely done. So wasting a BKB charge now for Satanic as Vision. It feels... And Dota Plus is telling us something very different. It feels like they're not panicking yet, but it's getting to that point because it feels like these... I mean, for me, it looks these supports are not getting the value that they originally were picked for.
There is a big pickup, though, in the Hex on Darkseer because that allows the bear to actually kill a support. But you need to get it... You need to bring it together. You need to find the right moment. But it's definitely... You can see how the Dire lineup can absolutely just break a fight wide open. You just got to, give credit to BoomBoys for just not letting that happen for 20 minutes straight. Again, 9 class.
Single double edge brings him to half HP. It's absurd. Another death for poor little bounty hunter.
Centaur doesn't even have the shard yet. It's still rocking 5k health there after 2 double edges.
How often do we see 9 class bottom net worth of the entire game?
It's not that often.
I will say, though, Vision, if they take one good fight, that's where bounty really help bring you back in the game. Get that net worth up. Maybe that's what Dota Plus is expecting, Cinderin. It's like, you picked Bounty Hunter, surely you'll get a kill at some point. A track kill, that is.
See, when's the last time they even got a kill?
It's felt like quite a while.
I mean, it's 17.
Okay, yeah, that is quite a while.
All right, well, Satanic took a tower minute 20. So the last thing Vision did on the map was 15 minutes ago.
You mean the last good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Oh, no one. Ooh, the hoof stomp just
That-
misses. Wow, wait.
Ooh.
That was as close as it gets.
Yeah, if Centaur had a Shiva there.
Hey, that's why Chasm Stone is great to just have in your inventory. Daedalus online for Kiritich. I believe he's going MKB next to deal with his Bear's Butterfly. But he's going to deal with
Free
Roche
Roche.
instead, absolutely. This is going to be second Roche of the game, so Roche Banner will be dropping, as well as the Aegis, of course. GPK with the damage room. There is no way Vision can contest this. But of course, they still have a 70% chance to win this, according to Dota Plus. Very important to keep that note. The AI knows something that we do not. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a real barn burner.
It's definitely...
The tower is still up. 35 minutes.
Would you agree that this feels like it's almost equally likely that this game is 45 minutes and 70?
Yeah.
It's like, if BoomBoys find one good fight now, they could just end the game. But at the same time, if they aren't able to really take advantage, Vision is just going to split push the map forever. Between Lone Druid, Darkseer, and Bounty
I
Hunter
feel like
scouting.
Vision can delay the game. But again, we talked about it. BoomBoys, their late game, it just, to me, looks way stronger. Like, not even close. Could be wrong, of course.
I feel the same, but...
Well, we didn't take into account these mines. If they run into 20,000 mines, they can die. 4 minutes on Aegis for Kiritich.
I assume you'll definitely... I think you just give up this top tier 2, right? If you're Vision. It would be rather... I mean, maybe they want to get the element of surprise of BoomBoys thinking there's no way they choose this exact fight where we have Aegis. We'll see.
Gotta pick your fights very carefully. Because like you said, one lost fight in advantage going to BoomBoys could just be game. Or at least close to it. Despite the net worths being dead even, by the way. That just goes to show how much Vision's getting out of the map, even though it is smaller than BoomBoys right now. No one snags himself an illusion rune. Kiritich showing himself in mid. What do they want to get out of this Aegis? Obviously the tier 2 top, but do they want to try to go high ground? Because like you said, it's not like they're in a hurry necessarily. And in terms of high ground defense, Vision have a very good lineup.
Yeah. It sure is tricky to push into Techie's Darkseer. That is pretty nasty. You can just get vacuumed into a bunch of mines. And your tower hitter primarily is Kez, who is melee, so he's going to be very exposed for that exact play. But maybe that's something GBK can deal with. Oh, Nero got it for free. That's
what a
real.
tasty treat.
Yeah. He's going cart.
Oh yeah,
Almost has it.
It was killed though, or at least the courier was. Imagine if the items died with the courier. Bounty would be the best hero in the game. Actually, Ricky might be better, right? Does he insta-get with tricks of the trade still?
Yeah, I think so.
Good old days.
I mean, the courier did use to drop your items when you killed it. Way back.
The bear versus the chicken again. The raptor dance to bring him back to a decent amount of HP. Laguna Blade on the bear. Life number 1 is down and out. No one in the meantime. The BKB trying to run away. They're going to be able to get life number 1 in all likelihood with that vacuum. They secure the Aegis. He's all alone on Kez. The wall's right on top of him. Grappling claws in the middle of the tree line. Has to pop the BKB as the Terrorize gives him a little bit extra space. Will attempt to TP out. Should be successful. Oh! From Satanic just in time. And that is exactly what Vision needed.
Critical error there, BoomBoys. You should not have pushed.
Apparently not. 70-minute game it is. 3K lead out for Vision. I'm afraid to ask about this Dota win. You have to get that update every 5 minutes on the dot. And now a Basher's there.
I guess the good news...
7, all right.
The good news for BoomBoys in that situation is, yes, that was obviously a bad fight, but there's nothing to be claimed on the map for Vision except maybe a mid-tier 1. There's no Roche, there's no... Oh, hang on.
A big kill onto Notice. GPK has the burst damage. No one was feeling very confident he could stay alive because finally gets a blast off onto an enemy hero, but then you see Satanic going to town on this Lina, but the Cold Embrace is saving him. Shiva's from no one, going to slow them down as well. Little minus armor now applied to the center. The curse only onto the bear. As they get the Yules to try to slow him down. Another curse crown. Talked about the value of that shard against the bear. Pretty damn good. So nobody's lives are lost on the BoomBoys side after the fact, but they get at least some sort of a trade. And the Darkseer, pretty damn high net worth, so good target to kill off. No one working on a refresher already. Already starting to get these late game items.
Yeah, well, we're 40 minutes in. This is modern Dota. You get 6 slotted at 40 minutes.
That's right.
Nowadays.
Doesn't sound like you like that very much.
No, it's, if you're one of those players who doesn't necessarily follow Pro Dota all that much throughout the year, but you watch TI specifically, you'll see that compared. I mean, last year was also pretty high farm, but ever since we got the big map, these 5-6 slotted inventories just do happen 5 to 10 minutes earlier. At this point, it's just way more gold on the map. So that's the state of affairs now. But better or worse, some people love getting 6 slotted faster. Some people think,
who doesn't, really? Other than curmudgeons like you.
curmudgeon.
Piece of absolute garbage is Miero.
All right. I'm called for.
Yeah. So I'm really passionate about my late game items.
Yeah.
I'm a turbo player after all.
Yeah, well, you get 6 slotted every game.
That's right. Don't take that away from me, Cinderin.
Don't worry. I think turbo is safe.
I feel like Kiratis just finished Daedalus like 2 minutes ago. He has MKB now.
Yeah. He's playing turbo.
Yeah. I mean, that Bounty Hunter's supposed to give you turbo-like farm. Hasn't really been.
Yeah, well, when you have 10 kills in 40 minutes, it's not exactly riveting to be playing Bounty Hunter.
Well, he's gotten a lot of courier kills, Cinder. That
Yeah.
does add to it, of course.
If that were the old couriers that gave a lot of gold, then we would have been talking, but...
Boots have traveled 2 already for GPK. Interesting. Okay. So now you can
hello.
support
9
on
class.
allies. His 9 class will be killed off again. How many deaths is that? For
9 class, 9 deaths.
All right. Looking good, looking good. Satanic finds himself the chicken. There's Miero, though, with the save onto the horse. And Satanic have to BKB in retreat, trying to get to the high ground. Mortimer's kisses to try to slow them down. Miero pops the pipe and just shrugs it off. So that's the showing off the workhorse for Centaur. Look at these mines. Somewhere Slacks is smiling. Of course, he misses the green variety.
Yeah.
GPK now level 25. Kiritich just about to get there as well. Any surprises on the talents? Hasn't, oh, he did choose it for Lina.
No, I mean, Lina generally picks this, I want to say, every game. And Kez will probably take the Echo/attack. It used to be the Shodosai a lot when that was 100%. I feel like ever since that went to 80, we almost exclusively see Echo/attack. All right, they're going to try for a little bit of a siege here with the banner. They don't have agents.
They do not, and the banner is killed off almost instantly by no one. There's 1 tick left. He takes a Laguna Blade to the face from GPK, not happy with his Roche banner almost being killed. Bear can probably just come in and swipe at that real quick. As Notice actually blinks in to do exactly that. He's going to get stun locked now. The Eon Disc does proc, so should be able to get away just fine.
Surprised they let him.
Alive.
Why was he the one doing that instead of one attack from Techies or the bear or, you know, something?
Techies has infinite range, it seems.
It's a bit surprising. He only has 600 attack range, but I mean, the banner was placed relatively offensively. So they almost got a tower out of that. Genuinely surprised that BoomBoys, out of all times they chose to push that one.
Yeah.
But
hey, they
kind of got away with it.
They got some good damage. No way to heal the tower, of course. There's no Treant Protector or Lich level 25.
Does Lich still have that?
What, Lich?
Yeah, does he still have that talent, actually?
Yeah, of course. Go look it up in case I'm an idiot. I feel like this is a turbo special.
Yeah, he still has it.
Right.
Yeah, Lich generally doesn't get level 25 outside of turbo. As a matter of fact, in order to get level 25, you need to be picked.
That's right.
Which is part of Lich's problem in this tournament. I think he's been picked maybe 1 game.
It's unfortunate because he has
if even.
A great hole, Cinderin.
Yeah.
The sinister hole, some would call it.
That's right.
Very powerful.
Gaze, late game with Ags. Ooh.
Very good.
Shiva is now for Miero. He is 6 slotted on the Centaur.
Oh.
Not really much to be upgraded here except an upgraded Blink.
No, you could get rid of the pipe.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. He
High
can-
class, is this another death for you, good sir? Trying to get some cover with the mines. They will blow up. The Shadow Realm will reach him. Curse Crown onto the high ground. And he's just going to get Echo Slashed by Kiritich. My goodness, the damage coming out of him is absurd. And it's like every time we look at Ducal, all he's just planting these mines. Miero's like, I will eat those up for dinner anytime, brother. So both supports are dead for vision. Miero, it's like he's Tidehunter trying to pick up fish. But unfortunately, he doesn't get any stats from it. Definitely not getting damaged, though.
This is actually a really weird game to watch, isn't it? Like, BoomBoys have had to spend half the game chasing 9 class around to kill him off, and the other half they have to
And the bash of the back wall onto 2 heroes. There's the cart, though, to save Kez, rather. Miero will use the Stampede to help get him away, but just like that. I mean, this is interesting because Roche is up, and now you don't have a BKB on your Kez.
Yep, true that.
And you go for it.
They seem to think yes.
Cold Embrace to get him back to a respectable amount of HP. Will Vision try to contest? The Roche Belch comes out. They have the scan.
This is so fast. Kez is gross at this.
9 class, not going to do too much. So
Like a 5-second Roche.
Roche number 3 for BoomBoys.
9 class is too late.
Now they have the Refresher Shard to go along with another Roche banner. Cheese as well, why not?
Yeah, this time they, I mean, considering how they pushed top last time, surely they're going to repeat the success up there, and this time with an Aegis and a better banner. They might actually even get some real estate this time. I feel like Vision just never has 10 kills minute 45. It's so unusual.
Yeah, this would be an
Like,
impressive
win or
victory
lose.
for them. Can we look at the Dota Plus probability by any chance here? Would love to see an update on that. All 3 Roaches have gone the way of BoomBoys, but it's not enough to give them the lead according to Dota Plus. Why do they hate BoomBoys so much, huh? Do they not own Dota Plus? Does that have something to do with it, Synderen? Looks like they do to me. GPK, very high level on his Lina.
Well, if you want to look at it from a positive perspective, this is the highest win rate that BoomBoys have had since minute 4. So
No, it was less than that. Didn't we look at it 2 or 3 minutes? 4 is a huge exaggeration, Synderen.
this is just a potentially at this point a one-fight game. Like, if you get a clean opener for either team, you can completely obliterate the opposition. A 3 or 4 man vacuum into a combo will be devastating. On the side of BoomBoys, any good curse, any setup with... You have so many... That's what's so nice about the BoomBoys lineup, is that there's plenty of players that can play off of each other, so whoever finds the opening, it doesn't even matter. Like, Centaur could start, Willow could get a catch, Lina could even start for herself. And in some rare occasions, maybe the curse can be the setup. Oh, look, 9 class.
Will he be dying again? He has
On a bit of a
10 to his
mission.
name.
Oh, but this time he's giving Invis to the bear.
Ooh, that's right. GPK spotted. Miero, though, in the vicinity. They're not going to bite off too much. They're getting that instant bash.
Yeah, and
From
the
the Shadow
Abyssal.
Walk.
It's actually really, really strong. You give the Shadow Walk to the bear, it opens with the bash, then it immediately Silver Edges and breaks you, and then it Abyssals you. This is a crazy killer combination around the map, but gotta find the openings.
How good is the break this game, though? Is noticed. Going to be noticed. No pun intended. Actually, it was technically. As BKB just runs away.
The break, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but at least you get the, the Silver Edge slow is obviously great.
True. Yeah, that's actually one of the better additions in the last year, I would say, too. Especially an item that's just been around for a long time that has been picked up pretty consistently, I will say, throughout its lifetime. But definitely good against, well, they don't have it on the side of BoomBoys, but against things like Surge, just capture movement speed. Against Spear Breaker, hilarious to see him try to charge.
Worth mentioning here, if you're a fantasy fan watching this game, Satanic is close to 900 CS, so if you have him on last hits, that's good.
Nice. Heritage, he's going to get stunned up right off the bat. Eagle's going to try to keep him alive. Miero gets the hoof stomp off, but no one able to close the gap here with the Mortimer's Kisses on the backline. Satanic is deleting one hero. There's the cart being used, but nobody's inside it. It finally puts a little critter inside. It's a chicken trying to run away, but the Aegis gets claimed while he's inside the cart. Vision looking very good in this high ground defense. They get the Aegis, they get a buyback out of a support.
They didn't even damage the tower.
Dota Plus knows something, Synderen. Very smart.
Yes.
I should pay for Dota Plus.
That's
Look
right.
at wait, it's went up for what is happening? This doesn't even make any sense. Are they trolling us? Jesus.
We're getting to that part of
All right,
the game where-
BoomBoys, you need to go down 10K so you can finally take the lead for Dota Plus.
I suppose it's a game time thing where we're getting later and later, so Lone Druid's expectancy is dropping off a cliff now.
Okay.
But considering the fight we just saw, I don't know how big of a concern that is. Satanic got his 3rd kill of the game at 50 minutes. He's having a wonderful time. 3-0-1. Back to the jungle.
I mean, how much... I always think of Lone Druid as such a fascinating concept because you can get 12 slot. We never see it, though. They always just end up deleting items that they have on the bear and replacing it. Why do we never see Lone Druid participating, Cinderin? Is he scared?
Yeah. If he's in the fight with his hero, he can't
That's a
farm
big
jungle.
courier kill.
Oh, that's a
Miero, no
great pickup,
BKB
yeah.
Radiant
for a
are
few
scared.
minutes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just if you're fighting with your hero, you can't farm jungle. So, you know carrier players, got to hit the creeps.
Very true.
Oh, Boots of Travel.
BK gets instantly bashed, abyssaled, and blown up. Huge kill for Vision, and that is 100 seconds of no Lina. A godlike streak, no longer for GPK. His first death of the entire game, and it's a costly one.
That kill was worth 2,700, or what's that? 2,200 gold.
Now let's look at Dota Plus to see how much BoomBoys has gone up in win probability after the death onto Lina. It's gone down slightly. Unbelievable. 60-40 for Vision. I can't believe it, Cinderin. Incredible display. Yeah, GPK, that is a costly. He's had an incredible game so far.
The good news is they seemingly are not able to use this for much on the side of Vision. Just more farming. None of their waves. I suppose the bottom wave is actually across the river, but looks like Kiritich will press a button and deal with that.
Yep. We'll be able to eat his Aghanim Scepter here pretty shortly. And what is he opting to buy next on the chicken? Looks like Satanic.
Yeah.
Not the player, the item, of course.
Yeah. Could buy Satanic the player. It would be a pretty unfair game, 6v4.
If they transfer him, I mean, that would be one of the most expensive players, I think.
Yep.
There's now an upgraded blink for Noticed.
And
as he is
for the bear.
essentially 6-slotted. Yeah, Swift blink for the bear. All right, well, how much room to grow do these? He still looks like Refresher into Nullifier for Notice. I'm not sure what he backpacks. This is where we get into late game dopes, of course.
Radiant's middle tower is falling.
What if you could buy an item for 5,000 gold that goes in your backpack permanently, and it makes switching faster, like from 6 seconds to 2? Do you think people would buy it?
For 5K? I mean,
5,000.
late enough, yeah,
In turbo mode, you would.
I guess.
So, you know,
Great
concept
idea.
there. Thank you. Just adding to the great resume that I have, of course. Great ideas. 10K lead for Vision. Oh, the blink in instant abyssal from Satanic, and Wyvern just gets deleted. What the hell was that blink? Did not have Vision, but surprise, Vision were up there waiting.
It is, man, it's got to be miserable to play against Lone Druid plus Bounty Hunter at this game stage. Like, it's hard to cross the river because there could be mines everywhere. Bounty could be scouting you. The Lone Druid's going to kill your supports immediately.
I mean, that reaction time from Satanic.
Yeah.
Man, what it's like to be young. I barely remember anymore. Definitely wasn't that fast, though.
You probably did some good op flicks back in the day.
I definitely did. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Cinder. I really appreciate
Be a
that.
professional Counter-Strike player, of course.
That's right. Very good back in the day when you could quick scope reliably. God, great days. No longer, though.
Yeah, you miss every Counter-Strike before this one.
Wonder what Notice is going to backpack when he gets these items. I guess we'll get to that eventually, but
Yeah.
BPK in the meantime.
Probably just going to swap out the disc, right? When it's procced, he can just swap it out for Refresher.
Yeah, and then BKB gets swapped out.
Or that, yeah, one or the other. Keep one in, swap the other one in
Yeah.
after you refresh, depending on what type of fight you're imagining.
And for GPK, he's already consumed his Ags and is 6-slotted on top of that. How bad is this shard that nobody buys it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is undervalued, no?
I mean, it seemed like it's decent.
get 12 stacks instead of 7, so that's a lot more attack and movement speed.
Maybe he's banking on Tormentor.
I mean, I guess. But you could argue at this point that if you buy it yourself, then if you kill Tormentor, you give gold to your teammates, which is actually better when you're almost 6-slotted, right? Because you're capping out.
That's true.
And it's better to give your supports an extra few hundred so they can get their Eon discs, for example. You can see both supports buying that now.
He did buy the shard. Roche number 4 is up. Will BoomBoys get the 4th Roche of the game?
And most importantly, will they be able to hit a tower with it if they do?
I was going to say, more importantly, if Dota Plus will believe in them at any point in this game.
We're going to see more and more red mines on the map as well. Bukalis is expanding his territory.
Oh,
hello.
Want to get this arcane rune. They find themselves at techies. They force out the Eon. There's the drag wall onto 2. Miero's going to use the cart, though, to get away. His character's on the other side, all alone.
Oh, that is very awkward.
A big miss from Kiritich as he attempts to get out with that grappling claw. And now Vision smelling blood on the water. See, Roche is up, and look like some things have been expended for BoomBoys that Vision will have a decent shot here to get this.
And they're starting to place so many mines around the river, so if BoomBoys were to contest this, it could get really spicy.
Inside the pit, can Vision get their first Roche of the game? Dota Plus believe in them all the way. And now we're finding out why. But BoomBoys, they have something to say about that. The hook stomp into the pit, onto the bear. Only the 1, though. Now the instant hex onto Miero has 6,000 health on this chunky centaur. Satanic going to be blocked off by these annoying brambles. And it is nighttime, so Roche will swap to his winter home in the southern side of the map. Class going to lead the way. Notice, jumps in, they get the hex, they get the Abyssal from Satanic, focusing on their centaur. He's really tanky, though. The Force After trying to keep him alive. He uses the cart, going to try to put somebody into the curse onto 2, though. Is Miero looking for the hook stomp after attack, getting some good layering stuns onto this bear. Notice Pops BKB, so avoiding all of this damage. They kill off the bear with the chicken, but another bear will be out very shortly. And let's on the high ground, the Brambles preventing this from going any further from the BoomBoy side. That's going to break things up for the time being. Satanic has that second bear up. They're going to go for Roche. I don't know if BoomBoys can get here in time. The mines are varying. Even the creeps are against BoomBoys. Dota Plus, the creeps, what's next? Finally, no one getting the first Aegis at the game. They find themselves Lena, vacuum into the Abyssal, but there's the cart to try to save him. But the stun lock onto the Centaur, and now they get the force out on the high ground, but GPK has nowhere to go. Finally, gets off the low side, he's getting invis. Will be able to get out, potentially trying to TP out, and he does. But 3 dead for BoomBoys, and Vision in firm control of this game. Dota Plus knew all along. There's a damage rune at the top side of the river as well. If Vision can find it, this would
You're definitely going to force buybacks here without question. Lone Druid can obviously push very, very quickly, and he will find that rune. Bear now hitting for about 500 a pop.
Normal.
They have double siege creep as well, so it makes it even easier.
And Roche banner is on Ducalis. See where they opt to use it. Satanic, Bear. A little miscommunication from BoomBoys. They get the LSA with the vacuum onto 2. The refresher now popping. The Terrorize comes at the right moment. His character is absolutely destroying Notice. He gets killed out, but it's going to be a trade for the chicken as Satanic's Bear does fall.
There's another bear in 20 and refresher, so he technically still has 2 bears to go.
They're going to likely to try and protect this Roche banner while this bear comes back off cooldown. GPK is able to kill it. It is very far away, though, as this Roche banner gets upgraded with each Roche. It's farther and farther. Does it actually upgrade past this point? Like, how does it scale infinitely?
I don't remember. It's not very often we see games get like 5 or 6 Roches.
That'll be hilarious. It just ends up being global at some point.
I do
just win the game.
I think it does just upgrade every time, no?
Not sure. You're the analyst here.
Yep. Don't know everything, though.
Roche banner will be claimed.
Well, they got a tower!
They did.
Congratulations to Vision.
Looking for an opening. There's the hook stomp onto the bear with the Laguna Blade as well. They would desperately need this one. Satanic does get the BKB up, but he is burning to the ground as Miero will take a couple of globs. Did the bear survive?
No.
Okay, so that's bear number 2.
Yeah, he could refresh now, but he's choosing to hold on to that refresher, knowing that BoomBoys aren't going to try to put any pressure, so probably risk reward of getting a bear right now versus just waiting.
Yeah, it's 70 seconds
Way
away.
safer.
You'll still have Aegis at that point. Still have Cheese. Still have the advantage. Can we take a look at the Dota win probability, please? Dota Plus, that is. Great storyline we've been covering since minute 3 of this game.
Yeah, you've been obsessed with it.
70, this is where it started. Look at how accurate it is. 72-28 at minute 3. It was essentially the same thing.
Yep.
Just masterful coding from Valve.
It's pretty crazy. It's been an hour, and we've taken 1 tower in the base.
And we're 1 minute away from tier 5.
Yep.
That's
So
a lot of mines on the map.
all right, so what are we looking for? Obviously, Stygian Desolator for the carry.
Hold on. There's a block of cheese, Cinderin. Got to point that out.
That's pretty interesting.
In the backpack of Noticed.
Yeah. So, tier 5s, you want Stygian Desolator for Kez and for Lone Druid without question. Harmonizer for Lina is probably decent. Obviously, Dazoon Bloodright is also incredible for like half the heroes. Especially Darkseer would be wild, but almost every hero in this game wants Dazoon Bloodright, actually. Bounty Hunter doesn't, Lone Druid doesn't, and Kez, I suppose, doesn't, but everybody else.
But that Raptor Dance could be huge.
It could. It could also deal 2,000 more damage with a Deso.
Yeah, that would be a little bit better.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. These items coming out for Satanic out of nowhere. Gets an AC, gets boots of travel.
First level 30 of the game is
Oh,
Mr. No One.
Oh, no one. Wow.
It's a bit surprising that he ended up getting level 30 first.
Yeah, he was off to kind of a rough start this game.
Yep.
60 minutes is upon us.
And yeah, No One is doing the hybrid build on Snapfire now, so he has both. As the Daedalus in his backpack currently
Yep, normal.
is going to be able to get the value out of both versions of Snapfire, essentially. I'm curious to see how he's going to approach fights, if he wants to go in for a big burst of physical damage first, or play off the globs and then do it. As we've seen from the previous fights, he doesn't seem that compromised when he cookies in. He's generally just able to waddle away after with BKB running.
Yeah, Palmero. Being pursued by Satanic. As the Desolator. With the Homer's Kisses.
What is this
Look at this. Centaur almost dead. Uses the Yule to try to stay alive. Miero now on the run with the Stampede. Kirita taking the brunt of damage now from the Bear. Gets the Raptor Dance with good amount of HP back. The Bear does die, but more will come. I believe a Cheese or Lotus was passed to Kiritich.
That was
Back to
2
full HP.
BKBs, though. 2 BKBs for a Bear. Can Vision use this for anything?
I think they might just wait for the next Roche.
That could take 6 minutes.
So Stygian for Satanic. No, oh my God. Notice gets Dazoon Bloodright. I mean, that's S double plus tier, as one great analyst would say, Cinderin. For Darkseer specifically. That vacuum is absurdly large now.
Unfortunately for No One, he was not offered the Dazoon Bloodright for Snapfire. Obviously insane on that hero, but he will settle for Spider Legs for now.
I mean, would he want that, though?
Yeah.
You still would take that even though you're transitioning to more right-click?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you have so many spells still that you are going to use, and the AoE on them is incredible.
Oh, baby. Divine Rapier for No One.
Got a Fallen Sky on 9 class, Harmonizer on Techies.
All he needs is an Aegis. I don't think they're going to fight until they get Aegis now.
How many tier 5s do they have on the Radiant? They have 3. So Book of the Dead on Kez, that's a real stinker.
Yeah, that's not great.
Witchbane on Lina, and Centaur with a Minotaur Horn.
Okay, Witchbane, what does that take off this game? The Root and...
all the surges, track.
Yeah?
It's pretty good.
You can... Wait, is it self-cast or it's AoE now?
It's an AoE, and it
right.
targets all enemies and allies, so it's a double whammy. It's pretty good here.
Yeah, that's really good.
But I honestly still think ideally GPK is not the one carrying this item. If you want to have it, that's fine. I think the Lina needs to have Dazoon Bloodright or a Deso as well. GPK is doing serious right-click damage, so yes, it's nice to have a Deso on Kez if he were to be offered it, but I think they should have one on both.
GPK, Divine Rapier. How much does he need for buyback? And Divine. Do the math, Cinderin. You have a brain.
4K surplus. He's almost there.
Okay, good.
It's about 1,000, I think.
The Minotaur Horn for Miera. So yeah, everybody I believe has a tier 5 now. Fallen Sky for 9 class, so he can die a little bit easier. Oh, I didn't realize he didn't have Blink. I mean, maybe Blink's not the most common thing on Bounty. But
It's been pretty popular this tournament, actually.
I mean,
Blink
basically
Force.
has it now, though. With the Fallen Sky.
Yep. Pretty good.
Daedalus. Wait, he had a Daedalus, didn't he?
On who?
He had double Daedalus. What? What the hell? No one. Double Daedalus Divine. All right.
Yeah, we're going full physical now.
All right.
Seems. This is the game ender on Snapfire. This is gross how much damage it does when you blink in.
That is disgusting. Obviously, we'll want the Aegis. And we are 2 minutes from Roche spawning.
Under attack.
So no one currently has an amp damage rune. When that expires, his damage is going to be, how much is this? 200 less? So he currently hits, so he will hit for 700 per attack with split shot, super high crit chance.
Yeah.
He could just blink and then wipe the floor with almost all of BoomBoys' heroes in a vacuum. It's dirty.
I believe the next fight will be Roche. But of course, these teams don't know when he'll spawn. It was a relatively late spawn timer. So they're going to have to continually scout it out. It's now a Divine Rapier for GPK, so I assume he does have buyback as well. He actually does not. 200 gold away. Imagine a fight breaking out right now.
I imagine he died without buyback now. That would be crazy. Just needs one creep wave to get that buyback secured, but doesn't really have access to anything just yet.
Are there any level 30s that you think are worth mentioning? I mean, what's the 25 on Dark Willow? I don't even know. Been
As
stolen.
either Terrorized does 500 damage or Bedlam hits 2 more targets. The Terrorized one is quite good. It's quite a bit of damage when you're hitting 2 or 3 targets in the fight. The Wyvern 25 is very good. The Splinter Blast stun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You might get there. Kez is almost 30. That's obviously great. It's just more damage.
You called it. It's going to be a 70-minute game, Cinderin. Close enough. We round up.
This could, I mean, you tell me, how long do you think this game is going to be?
I'm going to say 78 minutes.
Okay.
And I don't know who's going to win. Dota Plus does, though. So should I even question it anymore? 5th Roshan up.
9 class.
He's spotted. Bedlam doing a lot of damage along with GPK, so they delete one support. Does have buyback, though. He's going to buy back, actually. You can see Yatoro has brought out a lot into this bear. They're already getting the bear just by himself. It's a full lane for Vision. The Darkseer does die on the other side of the map, though. Now Lena all alone. Going to get stun locked. Is the damage there as Miero gets the hook on at the last moment. Trying to save his Lena. There's a back wall, though, and that is the Divine Rapier on the deck as no one just completely insta-gives on the Snapfire. Double kill for him. And surely they're going to force these buybacks out. A couple have come out, though, for Vision. Obviously, they would love to get Roche, and they're going to decide who gets the Divine Rapier. Why not Techie? Going to use the Spell Amp version. And now, with the one lane, it's in the... I mean, the one lane doesn't matter that much at this point, but the Aegis... I would assume Snapfire ends up... It's no... Okay, he did buyback.
Yeah.
Sure.
He has to take his Aegis. It's a good call. All right. That was one Rapier down. Transferred to Techies, as you mentioned.
Very strong.
Still definitely not over yet, but that was a huge blow to BoomBoys. And of course, this is the problem when you're getting to this late in the game against the Lone Druid, that he can force the enemy to rotate 1 or 2 heroes just to deal with the bear up top. They did that. They still lost the barracks, and then simultaneously they get the clean Lena jump, and that's...
Heritage. Oh, he finds himself a Techie. He's trying to go for the Raptor dance, but gets... Oh, that's the damage from Nolan. It's not quite enough to get the kill. They get the curse instead, as they're going to beat 9 class into the ground. 2 minutes of no... Notice! Gage destroyed, but that is just the Aegis. Heritage with the BKB, attempting to run away now. Satanic gets off the aggressive blade. Absolutely destroys Save. Absolutely destroys Heritage with no one. Again with the damage on this double Divine Rapier. Double Daedalus. My goodness. He is the true carry now for Vision. and certainly going to force out the buyback onto Kaz as Satanic gets a second lane of barracks, looking for the Megas now. They should certainly need to buy back on the Centaur. He's going to come back now naturally. The next Mega Creep now in favor of Vision. There's Kaz inside of the cart. Satanic's bear will likely fall. That is not an entity that is holding a Divine Rapier, so he can just respawn that bad boy. Another Divine Rapier comes out for GP. How many do we have in the game, for God's sake? Is that 4? I count 4.
4, yeah. Only 4?
Maybe there's something on the ground somewhere.
We need more. We need more than 4.
Maybe Roche will start dropping Divine Rapiers here pretty soon.
It is pretty insane to watch the damage output of the Snapfire, though. Like, that is just something else.
And they're going to wait for this respawn of 9 class.
No one was juggling his rapiers.
Yeah.
Eventually goes both physical. I think just made a mistake.
Probably the right choice, I would say.
Trading for 2,500.
He has an AC. I don't know what he's going to do with that. They still have block of cheese. How do you use... Okay, I was going to say, do you just use it?
Yeah.
To get this barrier? 20 seconds for bounty. So that's 500 extra barrier now for... Is that 5 minutes? 300 seconds? Okay.
That is 5 minutes.
Very good. BoomBoys down 66K. Let's look at the Dota win probability one more time. Is it 70-30 somehow? All right, not quite. 97-3. That seems about right. Mega Creeps.
Mega Creeps and 70K gold lead and still 3% chance.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Dota Plus wants to make it, doesn't want to make it obvious that it can just predict the future in general. Gotta give them a bone here and there. As no one will get an Arcane Rune. Now they have 5 up and running. In terms of buybacks, well, Lone Druid doesn't matter. It's really the Darkseer, 4 minutes from his, and Bounty as well. And on the other side, only a single buyback for Miero. They're going to open up onto Miero. Look at the damage again. The Cold Embrace is going to save him, though. This Centaur is not tanky at all. As the bear is destroying the base. A la Yatoro, they get both tier 4 towers in the blink of an eye. And now the Ancient fully exposed. As Vision looking to close the book on this first game. It's not even the series. It's the first game of this best of 3 in the upper bracket here at TI.
Maybe Satanic indeed did watch that game and he was just like, I can do that too.
He's certainly doing it. He hasn't died yet.
That looked fun.
Now Swift Blink for no one.
Kaz Rapier, there's your 5th.
Okay, very good.
9 class will die again.
Yep. He doesn't have buyback, so is this another 90 seconds wait time?
Look how many mines are on the map. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. He's covering the entire pathway across to the Roche pit, and the top half is covered. The bottom half around the rune is covered. Their own triangle stairwell is covered. Their base is covered. I mean, this is... Even if you somehow took a good fight on BoomBoys' team, still plenty of issues. You saw the Eon Disc there already procced on the Willow. Wyvern almost got his proc too.
They still have fortification for BoomBoys. Is that another Divine Rapier? Mm-hmm. Is that
6?
Is that just going to be on the ground somewhere in case he dies?
I think he's just going to keep it in base.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
I mean, style points if he gets it on him. 3rd one, just swap it instead of BKB. Giga Chad. Not going to happen.
Unfortunately, we're not going to see the Aghanim Scepter for Snapfire. Would love to see the bear just being thrown to the other side of the base to just kill off the Ancient.
I mean, you could have definitely chosen to buy that over a Backpack Rapier or a base Rapier, if you will. But
it's a decent save, I would say.
I mean, it's also an interesting initiation idea to be able to toss in the bear. But
yeah. Whoa, okay. Did that just happen? Was that a single shot?
oh well.
Oh my God. Poor save. didn't even have time to pop Shadow Realm.
Yep. Late game Dota. Yeah, so Willow has 11 armor, and Deso gives minus 13 and is procced before you do the damage. So if no one crits for 2,500, it's 2,500 pure.
Yeah.
And Willow has 2,200.
Oh, the arrow. He pops the, wasn't the BKB, it was his neutral item, but trying to keep 9 class out of the base. Yeah, they have to stick around for this freaking bear. So annoying to deal with. And all Vision have to do is wait for the creeps to get close. They have Roche Banner as well. I mean, how the hell do BoomBoys defend this? Moonshard for Satanic's bear. Doesn't want to go for Divine because it is dying. He has double. He ate one and has another in his inventory. I mean, what's on the actual lone druid hero? He has Refresher and Octarine.
Yep,
okay?
standard.
I mean, you just don't want to play with this hero ever?
No. Not when you can jungle.
You can have 6 heroes in the base.
Yeah. Well, now that he has Moonshard, he is going to push this real fast.
Yes, he is. And here we go for Vision, trying to end this game number 1. GPK showing himself. Notice, gets off the vacuum. There's the damage to Eon just procs. Now they're going to back away. Roche Banner placed on the high ground as there's the bear going for the Ancient again. The Fuels against him. Then pop the BKB will do so. Gets the difference play. The damage is enough to kill off the bear. The Ancient is almost dead already, and Vision haven't had to expend basically anything to kill it. It's a jump in from no one, trying to finish off the base himself. There's the fortification. He will fall though with the Divine Rapiers. What the hell is happening?
Wait, was
They
that...
buy back on the Lina. No one thought he could just finish the game, but no, says GPK.
That was really unnecessary. You could have just waited for the next bear to do this again. Instead,
Yes.
you just threw away 2 rapiers.
All right, let's look at Dota win probability again, Cinderent, just to make sure that things have not gone crazy in favor of Vision. Here we go. It's gone down 1% since that play. Still understandable considering they don't have fortification and it just takes probably a single bear just to kill this thing.
Effectively now, all you need to do is get waves in the enemy base, blink in with the bear, pop BKB, and end it. And they can only deal with it by cursing the bear or insta-killing it in a stun with Kez. They have Crimson, that's true.
Okay.
I don't know if that is enough, though. I feel like the bear hits way too hard with Stitch and Desolator.
I bet they wish they picked the Lich, Cinderent, level 25 heal, very
That's
strong.
right. They might have got there.
And Abyssal Blades are coming out, some more ways to deal with the bear. The Lincoln Sphere would be, well, I guess, a Lotus in general.
Save sold all his items except his Blink Dagger to buy Abyssal and Willow. Because the only way you ever win this game is by chain stunning the bear.
Now, how do they communicate who's stunning the bear first? They don't have much time because it just dies so fast, the Ancient, that is. Do you think they have an order of priority?
Whoever sees the opportunity first just goes, I think.
All right, well, Vision going to be back up with all 5. Snapfire will have, I believe, a single Divine.
He must have a
instead of
rapier in
both.
base, right? He bought that earlier. That's on his courier.
And Roche will be up in a minute, so no reason for Vision to wait, or there's no reason for them to go for it when they can just wait for Roche.
Well, the reason to go is that Glyph is down and the
True.
Ancient is on half HP.
That's a good reason, I suppose.
But
Of
you
course,
could
on
also
end,
wait.
Smokes on both sides. And Vision, again, attempt number 3 at the Ancient.
9 class
Gonna get
somehow.
some vision. Notice is jumping in. No one jumps in. In addition, he gets a pistol blade and Satanic with the bear's gonna get cursed at the last moment. Doesn't have enough damage after the back. Gets back again. Gets stunned again. Down goes the bear. Is there another one? Divine Rapiers hit the deck again in favor of BoomBoys. They're just collecting Divine Rapiers. 35k lead for Vision. It's gone down by half.
That was Curse and Crimson.
All right, they're going again. Another bear up and running. Does not have BKB, though.
Yeah, that was the Bears BKB. Now they can control it in other ways. I don't... Can they end?
It looks like they're going to go for it. I mean, that was a buyback for the Snapfire, right? Yeah.
No one buys
And another Divine. Okay.
Yep.
They just need to come in from opposite angles. There's the AoE Surge. In attempt number X, as noticed. Again, right on top of the throat. It's enough. As Vision finally bring this game to an end. 77.5 minutes. They take it. What an awesome game number 1 of this series. Holy shit.
They look so calm about it, too.
They've been in this situation many a time.
They knew this was inevitable. At some point, they were going to break through. That looked very I mean, at the same time, it was probably very controlled and calm for them to play the map the way that they did the last 30 minutes. But that last 5 minutes seemed a little bit dicey. But at the end of the day, they were in control for most of it. So a nice game from Vision.
All right, Shivar.
Thank you so much, Sunspan and Cinnamon. What a game we are treated to here with game one of Team Vision versus BoomBoys. It is Vision that take the win at the end of this one. Oh boy, that they have to fight hard for that one. For a very long time, this game, Rhea, looked like it was in the hands of BoomBoys.
You know, like the later the game goes, the harder it gets because Snapfire gets to transition into a right-click core. You get techies that starts to put mines literally everywhere, where it then becomes dangerous because your Centaur can't just clean them all out anymore. It's just they're everywhere. I mean, the bear is just getting more and more annoying to the point that he's now, I mean, he's sweeping your towers in like 2 seconds. It's unbelievable how much this team scales and how they managed to hold on. I can't believe they held.
I can't believe they held for that long, Saber. That was intense.
Yeah, and I want to thank Vision for ending the game. This was amazing, especially because I feel like some of the teams, they would be like, okay, guys, no need to risk this. Let's just farm. I'm not pointing any fingers, Falcons, but yeah, I really love to see that they had a vision to like end the game. You know, Vision obviously to like force the glyph with the Snapfire and then ran it back when they don't have glyph on BoomBoys. And it worked out, and it was lovely to see.
Yeah, they just let the game went on too long. Felt like BoomBoys, they had a period of time where they were overreacting to the bounty. I don't know if they needed to kill the bounty hunter so many times. I like that they got a gem early, like 15-16 minutes. They got a gem on Wyvern to play the nighttime. And after that, they had a timing where they had gem, they had the pipe on Centaur. I felt like they needed to just group up together, find a way, just hit towers and just not TP back, because they constantly TP back to kill the bounty and they were not progressing on the map and they couldn't really use the timings that they had to actually get more of the map.
Yeah, and then you come into a situation, as we see, where they have to just be at the Ancient, sit
I mean,
there.
at this point, you're screwed.
But I think it takes a lot of courage to be like, okay, I will feed them 2 divines. We don't care, guys. We have 60k lead. And let's just go again when the glyph is down. Because at this point of the game, the only thing that matters is glyph. And also, props to BoomBoys for buying Crimson Guard and like thinking of creative stuff like that to try and defend. But at this point, it's just impossible.
Yeah, as soon as that glyph got used, we were just like, ah, it's GG. Because they're just throwing bodies at that point. They're fine losing the rapier because as long as you get the glyph, there's literally nothing they can do. Nothing.
And that's another lone druid that is unscathed. 0 deaths for Satanic, of course, for his main bear, because his disciple bear had a tough one. Definitely was slaughtered quite a few times during that game. But this is a very tough game for me to decide who would be MVP in a game like this, Winter, because...
Bounty Hunter.
Oh, please, no.
It can't be Bounty. Would it be Satanic, or would it be, in this case, no one Snapfire?
And you probably have to just give it to like the Lone Druid. In the end, the Lone Druid was the one that cleaned up the game. He was the one that secured the win at the end of the day. But even though I'm kind of like joking about the Bounty, but I felt like the Bounty, even though he looked like he didn't do anything that game, but he made the opponents, I feel like, react in a way where it was really bad for BoomBoys in whatever they were doing. They bought the gem, I was fine with that, but I don't think they needed to just keep going back. The way they killed him took too much effort. Like, the way you deal with Bounty, you have to figure out a way to deal with him by not using so many heroes, because they were TPing heroes back. Once you TP 2 cores back to kill a Bounty Hunter, he's like, whatever, you know.
I felt like they were handling it well for a while because every time they went for a gank, there was always sentries on their like main farming camps. So like when the Kez would see Bounty like walking towards him, he just ran away. And I thought that was enough, you know, you don't...
But then again, there was one death on the Lina. Remember, they were like, the game was like 1-2k lead, but then the Lina died one time in the jungle on the right because of the high ground ward, and the game became 10k goal lead just off one death.
Yeah, for me, the MVP was Puppy, as I feel like they just played incredible as a team. This was not an easy game to win with their draft. They didn't really have many stunts, as we could see. Like, in the middle portion of the game, it did seem like BoomBoys might take it, and it was really hard for Vision to play. However, I don't know how they do it, but they just make it work regardless. No matter what heroes they have, they play they play stable, and they make it work. And eventually, you know, they got to their timing, and it's easy peasy from there.
you don't know about the easy peasy part, but they did get there in the end. And you mentioned the no stuns. And Ray, I believe you're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into that one.
A deep dive of some clips where we just see the early game movement by Team Vision, where they attempt to do anything. But it's so difficult because they just don't have the control needed to keep any heroes within their damage. Like in this fight, I think we end up seeing as the Snapfire kisses come out. It's like you hit this and that's it. They can just disengage with the Wyvern ult. We want to see the kisses, but there's nothing to just keep them in place, and they end up really getting nothing. And this is kind of a repetitive thing throughout the game. Like, you know, Kez can just walk in. It's like, oh, we want to kiss him, but then he just leaves. There's no stuns, no control. Here again, they're going to go, they make a big smoke play with a bunch of heroes to kill Kiritich. There's that sentry I talked about, keeping his camp safe. And with that, he's just going to leave. And there's nothing they can do. They don't have a blink stun. They don't have good catch. Like, Bounty has to walk up and catch them. Here again, they're going to go onto the Kez, and he just leaves because they don't have anyone to initiate. I found it was so difficult for them to ever get anything. They were either overextending and then ending up feeding, or they were just wasting resources, wasting time, wasting farm, and then they just had to back off and reset, and that's how the game ended up in this extremely passive state in the mid to late game, where it was just, okay, let's just wait for 70 minutes, I guess.
Waiting, we did, and there was also another fight that was a little bit of a turning point, after which we thought, you know what? There's more in this game than just BoomBoys going high ground and taking this one, and that's a fight you wanted to highlight, which was a pretty active fight.
Yeah, it did seem like BoomBoys might take the game up until this happened. It was the Kess Aegis. They popped the Aegis, and I want people to pay attention to the bear specifically, because they open really nicely on the tower. They kite back beautifully. They vacuum him back. Okay, he's under the tower. They could use some stuns on him, but they know that they have BKB. So Danik, he's hitting him. He got the 4 stacks, and maybe it's on purpose, maybe it just lined up really nice. But now he gets this 5th one. Oh my god, this was so perfect, and they got the cast kill, and it felt much more easier afterwards.
It did, and then you have a lone druid, and I think, Winter, we kind of saw the writing on the wall once this game dragged on, as it did.
Yeah, it just became too difficult to play on the map. They didn't really have a lot of tools, and lone druid late game, you're just sitting there. There's nothing much you can do.
There's nothing much you can do as a BoomBoys. One thing they had to deal with earlier on as well. We mentioned him already. 9class had a great bounty hunter performance. To see what exactly he was doing while we were watching some of the action, we're heading over to Purge.
Thank you, Shiefer. Yeah, Bounty Hunter is a little bit underwhelming looking when you're watching the stream, but I popped in some details, and I promise you he was doing some really big things this game. Let's take a look at some of the clips. Now, here's a really obvious gank. They had a great laning stage, obviously. We caught that on the main stream. But set up this nice kill on Katayome here. He can go roam the map. He can get kills with Iron Shell. That's all really good stuff. But look what he was doing to limit Kez's farm in this game. He's moving across the map to block camps. And this was the main camp that he blocked most of the times here when he was trying to shut down what Kez was doing. And they even forced a sentry response from the Winter Wyvern as well, which is great. A little bit of economic damage. But let's talk a little bit about his skill build. I was talking to Yamson last night at dinner, and he actually really likes Bounty Hunter. And that's because the invis duration, when you max this ability out, goes up by a lot, and the stun duration goes up by a lot, such that you can basically stun somebody twice using the skill at an early point in the game. Your Shuriken doesn't go through creeps anymore, so it's not really that important to level. But what he basically gets out of it is movement speed and duration. So he's basically able to do pretty much whatever he wants to on the map because he's so fast. He's even going to clear this camp here that Kez is going to want to kill. And this is all obviously fantastic for him because that's less farm for Kez as the game goes on. He rotates over. He even comes back 80 seconds or 60 seconds later to block the camp another time. He takes a little bit of damage here, but not that much. And ultimately, this is really important because what this does for Kez is when he's going from the creep wave here all the way here and back, it takes him way more time when there's not two camps in the middle part. So 9class is basically reducing the gold gain that he's getting. He can also use Bounty Hunter to very easily break smokes. He easily disengages from this fight with his invisibility. They ended up fighting afterwards and didn't go perfect, but that's okay. And he keeps doing the same thing. He just keeps blocking this camp. Kiritich never gets to farm it, and that's why his net worth was so far behind for such a long period of time. And he eventually does go for ganks as well. We saw some of these fights happen where he's going for 2 stuns against the Kez here, and while his team rotates over. And these are really scary for Kiritich, which makes his game harder. But ultimately, they do secure this kill here at the 16-minute mark. And he's just got to deal with this the whole game. It's a little bit hard to keep an eye on it because Bounty's off doing annoying things by himself, but his impact was huge to make sure the Lone Druid was always ahead in this game.
Thank you, Purge. If I'm Karatage, I am going to ask for a ban for this Bounty Hunter because that seems, Saber, like that was just really wrecking his early game.
Yeah, I would not want to be the case in that situation. It is the worst when people block your camps. And there isn't much to do about it as well, because once the camp is blocked, you're like, oh man, now I have to wait another minute and maybe that camp I get to farm. Eventually, they had to bring a bunch of heroes to bot lane. And then Bounty is also happy if you overcommit just too many resources to this area. Yeah, very nicely played by 9 class. He for sure deserved the win.
Yeah, very good game by Team Vision. This is a team that we expect to do well, and this first game was maybe a little bit more rocky than what we thought would be the case. I'm also very curious to learn how Vision themselves felt before heading into this series. We are going to find out because we're going to listen to Satanic and No One.
I think groups wasn't that easy because we played versus Falcons, and I think it was hard games.
And the first 2 games that we played, it was like really rough for us because like I think we got like super jet lag, all the stuff, like no sleep, tired.
We didn't play that good, I would say, versus Team Resilience.
When we started game 3 against BoomBoys, it was like much easier for us, and with Spirit as well, it felt like we were on the something good already. To be honest, the older I get, the worse expectations is like, when it gets to my mind or like from someone else on my team, I don't feel good.
I don't think it's still gonna be easy for us to win, but I expect to win anyway this game.
I think expectations are kind of bad thing, because if you expect something, you're not ready for the all possibilities that coming up. And to me, coming to the tournament, I have no expectations. For upcoming match against BoomBoys in the playoffs, I think it's gonna be, no matter what, a hard match, because I think they're like really strong team. Playoffs are super different, so we expect, I would say, really good Dota.
I'm not sure about them, but I think others we can like beat for sure. I consider our team the best, so I think, yeah, maybe other teams will watch replays and it's gonna be harder for us.
We just won another tournament, we came to TI and we are unbeatable at the group stage, but who cares, let them see, you know.
But the main point that we should like just keep improving and keep getting better, so we're gonna destroy everyone.
I think it's gonna be one of the hardest TIs of competing through all the years, because I think all top 8 teams are capable of winning this TI, and they're actually like all strong teams. And first, second of all, I'm really happy to be here right now in this year, because I think it's something special gonna be the Shanghai Arena. Last TI 2019 here was super amazing, and yeah, thank you all guys for the cheering for us.
I want to say, guys, thank you for cheering up for us. We'll try our best to win this TI and keep cheering up for us. Thank you.
I love the duality of that. We got the 18-year-old carry and the 28-year-old mid laner, 10 years in between them, and a lot of wisdom and a lot, 2 different sides of the coin for sure, with confidence and also the possibility to be humble there for No One as well, to make sure, you know, not going in with any expectations. And Winter, I think this was a very healthy way we just saw Team Vision portrayed.
Yeah, the balance, right? One guy is like, oh, we're going to win, we're the best team. The other guy, nope, nope, nope. No expectations. I just want to come here, do my job, and hopefully we get the championship.
Yeah, I think that's very cool, Rhea.
Yeah, I would. I mean, arrogance is interesting, right? It's like good to believe in yourself. Yeah. I kind of like humble is fine, but when you see the real drive, the real push, I feel better about that. It makes me feel more invested.
I feel like we felt the drive of No One in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ready to do what it takes to win. I think the interesting part is that both, I mean, on one side you do have the confidence, and on the other side, like, no expectations, but both of them talk about the group stages as it not being an easy road. both of them a lot of respect with how, even though it went 4-0 in terms of series, how they lost those 2 games and how they still felt like, you know what, that wasn't quite right. A lot of respect then also towards BoomBoys, and I think that first game there showed that respect, Saber, was well placed.
Yeah, I think Vision, if they misstepped once, they were done. I am very excited to see what BoomBoys have prepared for Game 2, how they adjusted. I think they proved that they have for sure what it takes to beat Team Vision, and I'm hoping that they will be able to do it in this game too.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because, great. Vision won game 1, fantastic. What was it, 75 minutes or something silly? I'm sure that the way we just heard Vision talk about how their group stages went, they're also not going to be happy about the game they just played, because for a large portion of the game, BoomBoys was winning. And some might argue that it is BoomBoys that ended up losing the game. They could have probably tweaked a bit of things and played better and won the game. So I think both teams are looking to make a lot of adjustments, and I want to talk about possible adjustments, Winter, that they can make if you're the coach of Vision. How are you going to approach this? Because you don't want your team to be with their backs against the rope at minute 30.
And you don't really have to change anything on the Vision side. I feel like the pick order, though, like for me, like I think it matters a lot, whoever is on the first pick side. Because you have so many Imba heroes to go for, and I feel like you have more control over the draft if you're the first pick. And I think in the first series, it was Vision that had the first pick. The first game, Vision had the first pick. And in this game, BoomBoys, they also prioritized first pick. So I feel like there's a lot of heroes that both teams are trying to get. And being on first pick, you kind of have more control, I want to say, over the draft. And on the second pick side, whenever I look at the second pick team, I always feel like the 24, the last pick, the overall last pick, you don't really get anything great, most of the time. So I think the pick order is going to matter a lot in this series.
Is there any hero in particular we do not want to see? Because I feel like this is 2 games that we've seen today, Rhea. There's Lone Druid. The games go late.
It might get banned. The thing, when I saw the Lone Druid pick, they also had Nature's Prophet in the pool, which Satanic's also been incredible with. And I think when I've seen Nature's Prophet versus Lone Druid, the Lone Druid usually wins, or it looks like a much better matchup. So I'm assuming that's why they grabbed it first and left Nature's Prophet to rot. But that's the thing. If you ban Lone Druid, he'll just take that. Or maybe there's a Shadow Fiend, he'll take that. And I don't really think you can just ban Satanic out. I don't know if this Lone Druid feels like, we ban that, it's the be all end all.
Yeah, for me, it feels like, honestly, I like the BoomBoy draft more than Vision. I feel like Vision are just playing way too good. Especially the offlane, this first game. There's no way Notice should have such a strong start against the Kess. Darkseer against Kess, it's like in a best case scenario, it's a 50-50. Currently, he should be able to have a good game. However, Vision, they just stomped this lane, and then it kind of bled into other lanes. And BoomBoys, they did react to it in some nice ways as well. They were able to pressure the mid tower. They played through GPK, who had a very nice game. However, I don't know. I'm not sure what do you do when the enemy cores and supports are just on point, playing extremely crisp.
They should just, I think it's just a few matters of controlling yourselves a bit better. I think when we highlighted the death on Kez at the top tier 2 tower, it's like when that snowballs into more and more problems, they had a good grip on the game before that moment. And all they needed to do was get that next Roshan, because they had already gotten the early Roshans. And when they gave up that map control and let Vision suddenly take a Rosh, now they're getting a Roshan's banner with really high range, and they're able to put it so far back from the base and, start to push and siege that base so much more safely, because BoomBoys already did the hard work for them with the early one.
Yeah, when you buy a pipe and you have the Aegis and you're not using those items, it's going to come back to bite you. And I think all the small little details matter a lot. Like even from the lane, like Saber said, like they are not supposed to get so much out of the lane. Cass was not supposed to be so poor. Because the lane went so well, the bounty he got so much levels out of the lane, and he became such a problem.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, the bounty wouldn't have been so annoying this game.
Yeah, and that made Karatus' game even harder. It sounds like it all does start, especially for BoomBoys, with the draft, setting themselves up for success so they can propel themselves forward into that mid-game. Both coaches and the teams have surely cooked something cool up for the second game coming our way. Can't wait to find out what that's going to be. But good news, we don't have to wait any longer as it's time for that second game.
Team Vision versus BoomBoys. Game 2.
Let's see what they cooked up. We got Team Vision on the Radiant side for this game number 2. BoomBoys will be on the Dire side. First pick, as Winter already mentioned, will be in the hands of BoomBoys, and it will be interesting to see what they choose, where they want to take this draft. At least Team Vision has put respect on that Lone Druid, removing it from the pool. It does mean that the hero that BoomBoys started previous draft with, Lina, is still in the pool. Do they want to pick that up here? Not sure, as this time around they don't have that instant ban to protect it, and instead we get the Largo, the first Largo on the main stage. Love to see it. I know, Sarah, you're a big fan of this hero.
Yeah, I love Largo. I'm also very surprised that they banned Earth Spirit themselves, because I know GPK, he's a very good Earth, but I guess they feel like, you know, no need to just have Earth in the game at all. We got our Largo. I know Miro plays it really good. I'm not sure if they also flex it to some other position. However, this hero, very popular. We've seen it banned many times. It's always solid and it scales really, really well. It becomes a real beast in the late game, and we've seen games go really late. So I think this Largo should be off to a good start, especially against Prophet. I think it's a pretty solid lane.
Yo, but it's a Nature's Prophet. It's a satanic Nature's Prophet.
That's true.
Viewers at home, if you were not watching the group stage, let me enlighten you to one of the best games of Nature's Prophet I've ever seen in my life. Maybe the best of all time.
Ooh.
This man, this boy, this prodigy, he picked Nature's Prophet and he farmed so hard, like his net worth through the roof. I mean, that's just a classic. But on top of that, his APM felt incredible. He was using his Treants non-stop to go and block camps on the enemy side of the map, like go into their triangle, and there's these two little like hidden points on the camps in the
I saw that.
Yeah, where he was able to find it and kind of hide them. I mean, he's on Radiant this time, so I'm not sure if it's still the same on the die. But anyway, the point is, I think when you play a long game of Dota, it's very easy to get lazy, to maybe not be as efficient, because you're just doing so much for so long. It feels like Satanic never loses that energy. He is just so efficient with the Treants. He does everything. He gives vision, he blocks camps, he farms, he's active, he pushes the towers at the right time. The team is very good at playing around the timings. Honestly, just hype, man.
Can he beat the IO Largo though?
That's a good question. Probably not.
Ooh, will the IO come out? That'll be also hype, because then you got the best strategy that Vision has pulled out versus the best strategy that BoomBoys has pulled out.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I mean, they're 1-0 up, you know, maybe they're like, let's just let them have their strongest hero, you know?
I think this might be a good call.
I hope they ban the IO, to be fair, because it's a very nice matchup for IO against Prophet, in my opinion. I think you just kind of don't deal with it if you don't have to, and they don't have to. But we'll see. Perhaps they're trying to bait it out, and they have some crazy tech prepared for it.
Yeah, I heard Puppy talk in a podcast about what he's learned about how he used to draft versus now how he drafts when he's on Team Vision, and it was exactly about, are you letting things in? And he's like, because he used to be the drafter that always let things in because he wants to beat it. And he has said, like, now I just know, you know, just ban it. It's easy. Just like the IO gets banned here. Winter Wyvern picked up as the pick out of ban phase for Vision.
Yeah, this is probably just mainly for the Largo and the lane, because you can keep reapplying the slow onto the Largo. So it's one of the better laners against Largo here.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm also a little bit surprised by the BoomBoy bans, as they banned both Bounty Hunter and Willow, who are both not the best heroes against Largo, as they both like apply a bunch of debuffs, and then Largo kind of solves that with his lick. However, I'm sure they have like some grander vision about the game than just one.
I think the Bounty is kind of like mental, you know, like they were worried about the same game happening, so they didn't want to deal with it. Because when you lose games like this, I feel like there's a high chance that it affects your decision making in the draft in the next game.
Yeah, these like invis heroes as well. They just make you invest so much into them. It's like we saw him last game snipe the gem on the courier, right? And it's like 5 heroes have to TP to come and kill him because he got that, because you can't let him have your gem. Or it's like in the first series of the day, we saw 2 gems get picked up against Lone Druid because it's like we just need vision of these guys. They make the game too
Yeah, because
complicated.
sentries were nerfed so much over the course of so many years. Like, it's not
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to talk about Mirana, but I'm going to skip that. I need to talk about the Pudge. Talk to me about Pudge. What's he going to do? Who's going to play it? Is this a 9-class
It's
Pudge?
9-class Pudge.
Hype.
For sure.
I watched him play it in the group stage. It was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, amazing. First of all, he actually landed his hooks. I know that to
Step
anyone
one.
watching, you haven't seen that before in your pubs. He landed his hooks. He was disrupting the safe lane so hard, and he was genuinely actually playing with notice. He wasn't just like hooking and then leaving and trying to get something on mid. He didn't make any silly stuff out of it. He was genuinely like just dragging creep waves and making the lane playable for his off lane, because Pudge is not, fantastic.
But why is he good here though? He doesn't even have a setup. I think
'Cause
that
he
game,
likes it,
that
man.
game he had an Ember Spirit, so he could hook
But
the,
he was
the
hooking
chains.
without it. Like, he's actually just that good at Pudge. I'm not kidding.
I have a question, Saber.
Yeah.
Or everybody, actually, yes. You're in a pub. You got to choose. Do you want your opponents to play Bounty Hunter, opponent position 4, or do you want your opponent position 4 to play Pudge?
Depends how good the patch is.
They're both very good.
Well, if they're both very good, I would take the bounty hunter
Yeah, I
rather
think
than
so
the patch.
too.
However, it is easy to miss hooks on the main stage.
All right.
I love this pick from BoomBoys. I think Ember, it kind of brings their entire draft together. It pairs up super well with Largo. He's going to buff you. You have bonus magic damage. They super desperately needed some setup for this Mirana arrow. Now they have that. They have super strong mid pressure against the puck. I feel like this, I'm very worried, because if this is like a normal game and the patch doesn't get some crazy hooks and some crazy kills, BoomBoys have much better pressure through the mid lane. Their free man of their supports plus Ember is way stronger than Patch, Vibrant, Puck. So they can run away with the game very easily if they get a normal game going.
Yeah, the Vessel is also going to counteract the Wyvern heal, and Ember is also a very good hero at hunting down the MP. This pick actually solves so much of the problems here for BoomBoys.
So
But-
go for it.
but-
Yeah?
The way I saw him play the Pudge, at least, just to give it some credit, is you go, like a lot of pause 4s, you buy Blink, and then you have a BKB piercing stun. So it's not like you're relying on landing your hooks here to have impact. He knows how to play his lanes around his hero maybe being weaker. He knows how to, he's going to IMIze and then he's going to go make plays with his team. I also do like when you're playing against saving supports like Undying, if you are able to hook someone away from their team, it forces everyone out of position, which I think, it makes BoomBoys draft quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, you can also start the fight with the curse into hook. It might be something that they practiced before, and they felt like it could actually win them some games.
Quick question, Winter. Pop quiz. There's a Winter Wyvern. He cursed someone. You're going to hook the cursed target. Does the curse follow?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can hook him into enemy players and everybody will be joining the curse.
Yes, they'll be following the target.
Great. Love that. All right, let's talk final picks, because we are needing a hero for Kiritich on the side of BoomBoys, and we're needing a hero for Noticed on the side of Vision. What kind of holes do the drafts still have? What kind of holes need to be
Damage, they
plugged?
definitely need damage.
Damage on the side of
I mean, is
BoomBoys.
Spectre a hero? Spectre's kind of good against Wyvern and MP.
I can see it.
The damage will come from the Rockman in the form of Tiny. Do we like that?
That's okay.
I do.
It's a stable pick. I guess.
Very solid. I like that it's a stun for the puck, because right now with the other 4 heroes, this puck cannot really die unless someone buys an Orchid. So once you have the Tiny and you have way to start on this puck, it becomes much easier. And we got the Slaughter counter pick. I don't mind it. It's good against Undying as well. You have like a lot of physical damage. Should be good against Tiny. Depends how much the patch does. I don't really have an idea. On paper, the BoomBoys safe lane looks much better than the Slaughter patch. However, I'm sure 9-class has something in his pocket.
I feel like the Slada, like in the lane, you're already a good matchup against Tiny, because Tiny has no armor and you can just spam the crush. But you feel like the Pudge not really being useful would be a problem for the Slada against Tiny.
Yeah, but I'm also very excited because it doesn't happen very often that we have 4 melee heroes in one lane. So it's just gonna be an absolute bloodbath.
That surely favors BoomBoys because they got the Undying.
Do have the Undying.
Yeah.
I mean, they might also they might swap lanes. I don't know if it benefits them more to do that. I mean, because Pudge, he's just going to go drag your waves anyway, and then it's like you applying your Undying to the best possible lane.
And you could start with Boots as Undying in this sort of lane. I feel like that could be an option in a 4 melee lane. And you could pressure whenever, if 9 class tries to pull, you can just right-click a bunch and, you know, push him out.
Well, we're going to find out if we're going to get a game 3 to this series or if Team Vision will take it in a 2-0. We're heading over to the game, but first, an interview with Coach Puppy.
Hey everybody, yes, I am here with Coach Puppy. My goodness, Puppy on the main stage of TI. Certainly unsurprising, but great to see you here today. Let's get into the business, my friend. All right, now Pudge, you guys memeing or what? Do you really believe in this Pudge?
9 class is the best Pudge player in the world.
He is, but you're up against something like an Undying. Undying, traditionally kind of tough for Pudge. All those little zombies running around, blocking hooks, you know, strength. There's a lot of strength carries on the enemy team, you know? We're not talking about the lore, Puppy. We have to get into the draft.
Come up to me, ask questions about the lore, right?
I am not asking you about the lore, sir, okay? Tell me about this series itself. Kind of sus in game 1, if I have to say. Not sus to you? Did you feel like you had any chance of losing that game?
No, we should have lost.
You should have lost. Who got you out of that pit?
Got me out of it?
Who was the guy who saved that game?
I would say Satanic.
Okay. This guy is satanic. That's pretty good. I've never seen such a ratio in a player in all of my time. What do you think about this kid? Do you think he's got what it takes to win this year?
Yeah, I think he's got the balls, you know?
Well, that's what we're here for, my friend. Balls and walls, and here we go. Thank you very much, my friend Puppy. As we get into this game, let's throw it over to Suns fan and Cinderit.
Thank you so much, Sir Action Slacks with Puppy. Another illuminating interview where we learned literally nothing about this series and the game. Team Vision versus BoomBoys, game number 2 of this best of 3. And one thing Slacks mentioned, I was thinking the same, Cinder. I love to see Pudge, but Undying, I mean, not just being a strength hero, the zombies blocking hooks, the tombstones saving heroes when you get dismembered. Pretty tough pick, but I love to see it. As I see the first hook of the game right off the bat. Of course, Caster Curse underway already. Kataomi gets licked up. We have 2 hooks in a way. And now no one in a little bit of trouble. The Crush is going to give him a little bit of space with Illuminate to get away as well.
I think when...
It's not over yet, Cinder. Shut your mouth. We've got a Crush now onto GPK. Noticed. He's going to be forced out now. Take a tree to the back of the head. Quiet. I believe there was a 9 class hook. It misses. Okay, you can speak now.
It was over.
It must have been very important to interrupt hooking action, Cinderin.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think in a game like this, I don't think you should be looking at the lane in a vacuum between the Slaughter Pudge lane against Undying Tiny, because there is the ultimate wild card from the safe lane of Vision. Satanic is playing Nature's Prophet. This hero can just start joining moves up top very early if it wants to and overwhelm the lane, and you can get that numbers advantage. This is, to me, this is the strongest carry of the tournament, I think, and that might be weird to say when you just saw 2 games today of Lone Druid doing despicable things to the enemy base. But Prophet just has had incredible GPM, has been in the top chart of GPMs this tournament. Satanic holds a lot of the spots. He holds a lot of them on this hero. It's been very successful. It fits the flow of the game very well in terms of it's almost impossible to beat Prophet in lane now that you're actually stealing treants early with Nature's Call. They're quite strong now in the lane, so most of the time you get out of the lane as a winner. Then you transition that win into other lanes, which a lot of other Satanic heroes don't do that. Like, he will just win his lane and then he'll go jungle and farm a lot. This is probably the best of both worlds, where he can do that, but he can also join moves when he wants to, and he can join from anywhere, which is very different to a lot of other heroes, or almost every other hero, where you need to make a choice. Do I go for this camp or do I go for this play? Well, guess what? Just do whatever you want at the same time. So
sounds easy enough.
Keep an eye on that Prophet to be potentially running the show here. He has looked outstanding on it.
Why have we not seen more of it?
I don't know. I think that
you keep hyping it up. Every time we cast it, it absolutely destroys.
yeah, I think it's been undervalued. It's also been, it started getting banned a lot more in second and third day of the group stage.
But taking heavy damage. Yeah, be able to walk away. He can lick off the Arctic burn, but it will reapply if he gets attacked again. That's one of the changes to Wyvern in the last year.
Yep.
And very important question, mechanics question for you, Cinder. We have two heroes that can hook runes. Does that matter in this game?
Not really.
Give me a situation where it really matters. Everybody wants to see it.
Oh, there's great rune spawning. You hook it, and therefore your mid player gets it, and their mid player doesn't. That was good.
That's hype.
Yep, that's pretty cool. I don't know what you were expecting. It's not the only thing that can happen.
What if you collect runes? You ever think about that? You just put it onto the other side?
It just makes like a little store.
Yeah.
Runes for sale at
you just need techies for the mines to protect it, and then you have a new base you can protect.
That is a good point after the previous game. We just saw BoomBoys playing, I would argue, a pretty solid game. I think they played very well, and they made it tough for Vision to win that. They had to play under so much map pressure the entire time between Bounty Hunter and techies just having invisible pressure everywhere seemingly in the mid and late game. This time around, it's more of a fair fight, if you will. So if they get off to a similar start to game one, or a similar early mid game at least, I think perhaps this time around they could have what it takes. Pudge is quite volatile. Even if you play it well, there's just games where you just fall off a cliff. And yeah, the Prophet is obviously going to be the X factor of this game together with Corrosive Haze. Like, make no mistake, this is extremely potent. But I'm pretty positive for BoomBoys based on that game one that they could have a good shot here despite giving them the Prophet.
Okay.
So
already a very good start in the mid lane for BoomBoys. 29 and 5 CS. We're going to see the hook from 9 class under the tier 1 tower, and that is going to be first blood for
that's the tower.
Yeah, the tower claims it. Unfortunately, the tower cannot level up as a result of these kills. That would be something.
Yep.
Not get into those discussions.
Yep. Tower hero, your favorite design.
Game design is always at the forefront of the mind, Cinder. Very interesting, I know. But yeah, GPK owning in the mid lane right now. Has quite a sizable lead, I would say, at this stage.
Yeah, he also did very well against no one in game number 1 on the Lina versus Snap matchup, but I think that one is more inherently Lina favored than this one is for Ember. I would say, at least based on the games we've seen so far in the tournament, Ember generally doesn't get this much of a distance, so GPK just outplaying.
The arrow will tick away. Satanic gets the last hit. Save forced out. Does have a couple leaps available to him. Yeah, that bottom lane definitely going quite well for Vision so far. And yeah, with GPK winning this lane, let's see if he can. I mean, last game he played Lina and he destroyed the game overall. They just couldn't get over that hump. And that hump was a bear.
It was a combination of bear, bounty, and the mines.
That's right. An inanimate object was too strong for BoomBoys to recover from. Notice playing the Slardar this time around. What do you think about the offlane Slardar? I feel like more times than not, we see it mid lane to try to counteract these melee heroes. Of course, you get the extra river bonus as a result, but because you're an offlane, you're not getting that at all.
A lot of the time, this offlane Slardar just falls a little bit flat.
Yeah.
It has a pretty bad matchup here. Considering those factors, being 22 and 4 here for Notice is actually quite good. I think this is a terrible lane to play. So he's getting what he can. But the issue Slardar oftentimes has is that he doesn't recover very well in the jungle compared to a lot of other offlaners. That's why they're more popular, because in the current patch, you go into the offlane expecting to lose. That's just Dota right now. The safe lane's just better. The carries are extremely strong in the safe lane. The 5s are really good. So most of the time, your offlane will struggle. And Slardar, if he wants to farm jungle fast, he needs Shard and Soul Ring. And you don't get there until, obviously, minute 15 is the earliest possible. A lot of the time you won't afford it then. If you want to do what he's doing here, which looks to be treads into Soul Ring and then Blink, that build can, if it gets delayed significantly from a bad laning phase, you become a liability for 15-20 minutes in the offlane, compared to last game where you were a Centaur that went Helm of the Dominator, just pulled waves and farmed and had Global Stampede. This hero can have very little impact comparatively However, if things go well, you are a monster. Later in this game, Slaughter is going to be incredible if he gets there. Corrosive Haze for Prophet is amazing.
Yeah.
You, one of the few heroes that can actually just take a fight to Tiny, face to face.
Radiant are scanning.
GPK looking to create some havoc on this 7-minute Wisdom Shrine. Noticed will
concede.
Have to concede, it looks like, because 3 members have shown up for BoomBoys. Although 9 Class going to make his presence known apparently, but the damage has already been done on Notice. The hook comes out a little bit too late to save Notice. Actually does trickle away. The tree was not enough to finish the job, and instead Kiritich will fall to 9 Class. He will trade his life away though. And now you see the Undying following suit as GPK will have the Remnant away. After all of that, kind of weird to lose Kiritich here as BoomBoys. Definitely not what they signed up for.
They did get both Wisdoms, though, I do believe, yeah. So a decent trade overall, but Prophet joining in for the play, gets the final touch, and then immediately heads down to bottom to put the pressure back onto Miero. Satanic is about to crack level 6. That's going to be more issues for BoomBoys, but yeah, very, very important for them to get these Wisdoms, to get levels on their supports.
Class to be a crippling death for Kiritich. Just came back to lane. Nightclass not close to level 6, but Notice is there. And he's slowed to a crawl, gets the bash out. The arrow's only going to hit a creep though. They will lose the pudge as Notice gets some help from Ducalis now. Gets off the slow, gets off the crush, and another death for the position 1 Tiny. That is 2 down already. As Notice going to get healed up now from Ducalis as no one finishes the job onto the Mirana. And GPK will have to run away in shame. And for the Tiny, there's no TP for 30 seconds. That is the worst part about this death. We'll have to walk all the way back if he wants to even connect with the lane.
And that was such a slow kill, too. It took them forever to bring down the Tiny, but reinforcements just didn't arrive in time for BoomBoys. The Ember showed up very, very late. GPK had cooldown on the TP from the previous move, so couldn't really get there. So another advantage for Vision. If Tiny falls behind significantly in this game, it's serious problem. The panel was talking about this from a damage perspective. BoomBoys lineup very much relies on the carry to output a lot here. That's one of the downsides when you play Largo in the 3 position. He just doesn't do very much damage early on in the game. So you really want your Tiny to get toward that Silver Edge ASAP so you can pose a threat to actually kill the puck. So you can pose a threat to Nature's Prophet to not just play 2/3 of the map for free. Yeah, it seems very targeted as well from the side of Vision, like they've recognized if we shut down Tiny, this game plays itself.
So far, so good. I mean, he is top net worth on his team and 3rd overall in the game, so I wouldn't say this is, even though I called it crippling, maybe it's just a setback.
Well, you got to, if you think about it in relative terms to how easy his lane was, this is a pretty bad result.
Okay,
right?
fair enough.
You were playing Tiny Undying into Slardar Pudge. You're not going to get a much easier lane than that on the TI main stage. So if that ends up in you having a 400 net worth lead over the Slardar minute 10, I would say you lost the lane. Like, that is just not good enough. And obviously there's a lot of moving parts in this. It's not like they lost the lane 2v2. Not going to pretend, but that's the profit factor. That's those rotations from the puck. It's the gate play from Wyvern. All of these things just adding up, making it a hard game for Kiritich.
Arrow will have to go back to base to get some mana. Damage rune on the puck, so we'll see what no one wants to do with this. As he has, I mean, he lost the lane initially, but you can see net worth-wise, he's top 2 in the game, so having himself a very good comeback now.
Yep, kill and 2 assists will help. And Satanic, it's only just beginning. Here comes the Maelstrom, 10 minutes 40. A very good time.
I'm so glad I added him to my fantasy. This guy is a beast. Kataomi try to lead the way here for BoomBoys. As Notice will notice this now, and that is the crush already. Look at the damage coming out, and a nice hook as well. Save will have to use those leaps, has one more at his disposal. We'll use it and attempt to TP out with the illusory orb, and the right click is enough as no one making use of that damage rune. And Vision, 2K lead, 8-2 in terms of kills. And they're likely to get this tower as well.
It's guaranteed. So almost 3K lead here after this tower goes down. And keep in mind, while all this is happening, they have a Prophet in their back pocket who did not need to join, so it's just more farm on the map being taken by Satanic. Heritage trying to match his pace in the jungle, not gonna happen. Like, even if Tiny has a really clean start, he can maybe get somewhat close to Prophet's pacing. But with how this started out, Satanic should be widening the gap, currently sitting at 1,600 more net worth than the Tiny. I would expect this to bloom to 3 or 4K come minute 15 or at least minute 20. He should be ahead by almost a full item at that point. So once again for BoomBoys, gotta get some plays going. And this is the issue I have sometimes with these Largo picks, is it looks really good in certain games, but it also, in losing games, I just find this hero oftentimes just becomes a complete non-factor. Miero has an extremely deep hero pool. You're playing against a team like Vision and you pick this Largo and you round out your lineup in this fashion. I'm just worried they're going to end up farming until they fall way too far behind.
What type of a hero would you have liked to see on Miero then, with that in mind?
It's hard to say, right? Because you first picked it. So obviously the draft is going to be designed around the fact that you picked that, and Vision are deliberately going to target it in different ways.
So then you have a problem with them picking Miero's hero first, is what you're saying.
I personally think overall first picking Largo, I would argue, is overrating it. But we've seen other teams do it, and we've seen BoomBoys do it, as we're going to see a nice arrow here on Ducalis will be a kill for GPK. I don't know. The thing is, if you do get to the point of the game where Miero is going to pick it up, then it will be great.
Go for it. Go for it. Let's see it. Right through the creeps. TP's coming. Right through the uprights here. The arrow hit, the hook rather, into the dismember. Notice all alone though is in 1 versus 2, but no one's going to join the party. Actually gets a double kill with 1 illusory orb. And now the reinforcements for BoomBoys have arrived, but it's 3 versus 5. Can they do this? The coil comes out. Satanic has to try to fight his way out of it. He does die. Triple kill from Nolan. They do lose Satanic in this, but they lose 4 on BoomBoys, and it's going to be a full team wipe in all likelihood. The Curse sets it up with the bash and the crush to finish the job. And Vision just dunking on the basketball team. They're getting a strike on the bowling ball team. They're getting a strike on the baseball team, Cinderin.
Yeah, that's
Strike
right.
actually works for 2 of them.
That's right. Yeah.
That's nice.
Are they going to get the Wisdom? No, they're not going to get the Wisdom 2 unless 9 class.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Very close. Keep calling it arrow. I'm so not used to seeing Pudge, apparently. That's a hook, you idiot.
Somebody had to say it.
Thank you.
This is
like this tier 1 tower.
A really big lead this early. Yeah, these types of lineups being up 5K, 6K now, almost taking the mid tower there as well as no one, but getting punished by GPK.
Yeah, the remnants are there, no one. The Spirit Vessel apply, trying for the illusory orb, but it's not happening. GPK getting a solo kill. Very, very much needed for BoomBoys. They need a lot more of that.
Yeah. Gonna need some individuals to step up here. GPK, that's a massive solo kill, getting level 12 now. A big upgrade for him. Heritage will be going for the blink before Silver Edge, as it looks currently, or he will go blink into Harpoon. Curious about the exact order here. Miero, Kaya Sanj, excuse me, on Largo. Pretty standard. We either see one of 2 builds, essentially. In games where the Lick is outstanding, we sometimes see the Octarine Rush. If that's not the case, it's usually a variant of Kaya. Either you get Kaya Sanj or just Kaya into BKB, for example. Looks like in this game he doesn't value the Lick highly enough for the Octarine build.
Moonlight Shadow. Dave trying to find somebody.
Not going to happen.
Gets to the high ground. Yeah, some wasted rotation for BoomBoys unless they can catch them out here. It's only Kataomi on this side though. He was spotted. He's going to take more damage than he was able to get on top of Vision instead. We talked about last game how BoomBoys had a better late game. That was obviously not true. So what's your next incorrect prediction here for late game Dota in this game too?
Now the thing in the previous game, I think neither of us really considered just how, first of all, how gross the Bounty Hunter plus Bear combo was with the extra stun, which actually played a huge role in that game. And secondly, the physical swap on Snapfire, which gave them just ridiculous late game. In this one, I don't know, I think it's kind of close. I think there's plenty of scaling potential. To me, Puck is one of the, it's in like the handful of best late game heroes in all of Dota when we do get to that point. Yeah. Just gets ridiculous when it's 6 slotted.
Avalanche
That's
with
fine.
an arrow, another death to no one. So BoomBoys able to find a couple of big pickoffs on this puck.
That blink reveal there in Kiritich. They're not going to get the tower, but again, setting back no one by a bit. Does feel good.
Going to be shadowing 9 class here, as 9 class has a blink himself.
He's level 10.
Yeah, he's a monster. Look at the net worth. He's gotten 60 last hits in this game.
Yeah.
That's just hooking creeps.
It's really nice to play with Wyvern when you're Pudge. There's so much value to the heal. Just farm camps and then build up.
Blink doesn't go for the dismember.
Okay.
Must have lost vision at the last moment.
That's hard to be fair, Mirana, it's hard to hit an arrow against. She knows it like she has it.
And you're going to incept me into doing this again.
Yep. Smoke up from Vision. No inherently obvious move to be made here because you can't transition this into a mid-tier 1 or a top-tier 1 since you already took them. So this feels like we're going to invade, try to get a kill and get some offensive wards out so we can keep playing the map aggressively. This is a very dead Kataomi.
Yes, very much so. 9 class going for the hook. Successfully gets on a Kiritich. He gets a double avalanche, but he is completely surrounded now.
Look at that damage.
Via Satanic's right click. He's 3-1. Kiritich, on the other hand, 2-4 on this position 1 Tiny.
And it was a double-edged pick. Tiny is very good against the puck, but you are picking it into Wyvern, who I would argue is maybe the single best support in the entire game against Tiny. So heavy on the physical damage, you just block it with Cold Embrace. Arctic Burn does a ton of damage to you, because you have high HP.
Missed.
You'll die for that.
Off.
It's a big kill. And of course, Curse as well, even another good ability against the Tiny. But yeah, in that instance, you saw the issue that Kiritich is probably going to be dealing with the entire game here. When you get Corrosive Hazed, you die so fast to a Prophet.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with which would you rather have with a Slardar, a Kez or a Nature's Prophet?
A Kez.
Okay, well, why did I even ask?
No, I don't know. We have.
Chicken is always on the menu for you.
I think we've I don't know how many games we've cast of Kez Slardar. What do you think?
Maybe at this tournament or overall?
Overall.
Maybe 5?
5. It always won.
I mean,
I think it wasn't even close a single game.
We could be wrong, but yeah, it feels like they've been all wins.
Selective memory and all that, but...
And old age.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one. You'll be forgetting a lot more in your life.
No?
That one's important to remember, though, that you will forget.
I'll keep it in mind, thank you.
That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
No one trying to avoid another death here, but he's still created a lot of space for Satanic to just separate himself from the pack in terms of net worth. The 3K lead just on himself versus Kiritich.
Yeah. So, yeah, 3,500 in 20 minutes, carry versus carry. This looks like a lot of Satanic games we've got to see. It's following the standard Team Vision recipe. So this should be feeling very comfortable. And yes, as you pointed out, no one has died twice, but he's 6-2 and 5. So it's not like he's had a bad game at all. He's still second on net worth.
Yeah. He's going to get the Waning Rift. Will blink away. And that, I believe, was a Moonlight Shadow, maybe even a smoke reveal as well.
Very timid here. Eventually, Kiritich will start hitting the tower. Looks like Vision want to fight for this. They're big blink.
They get the coil only onto the 1, though. They find a separation. The blink in from Notice gets off the crush, but they've only lost no one. But that's not going to stop Satanic from right-clicking Kiritich to the ground. Going for the tombstone next is the Slardar pretty low. It's double kill coming out from GPK. Now he's going to try to focus on Satanic, but Ninetback springs in with the Dismember and the Rod. Isn't enough damage to kill off GPK. Gets off the remnants at the last moment. They lose 3 on the side of Vision, and GPK will survive. 9 class now on the run. They're slow to a crawl thanks to Ducalis, but the triple kill from GPK, and he's not done yet. Spirit Vessel applied, make it an ultra, as BoomBoys needed this desperately. Full team wipe in favor of them.
That felt very forced from Vision. You already lost your tower, you one-man coil. They really, really wanted to fight there with their BKB timing on the Nature's Prophet, but the conditions for that fight could not have been more ideal for the Dire. That is huge for BoomBoys to get a fight on those terms. They get to hit some key items now. They get double Kaya Sange between the Largo and the Ember. A lot lot of vessel charges as well picked up now for GPK, getting an ultra kill in that fight. But look at this. Yes, sure, you're going to kill the Tiny, but you compromise your Puck's position entirely. You port in the Prophet, who has to spend half his BKB just destroying the Tombstone.
Yeah.
And your Curse was not really that great either. I mean, sometimes it's better to just cut your losses. They could have lost the tower and that's it.
It was very close, though. Satanic.
It was.
Could have gotten that kill on GPK.
That is massive. That's 2/3 of the lead down the drain.
For sure. You can get the arrow connection onto 9 class, already at half health. Now the blink.
Now he's at 0 health.
Absolutely. He eats them up for dinner. 2K lead now for Vision, so it has dropped dramatically. BoomBoys, they don't want to go out in this upper bracket. Of course, they're going to have that second life regardless, but this is the difference between guaranteed top 8, which you currently are, and top 4, right?
Top 6.
Is it top 6 for upper bracket?
Yeah, I think so. It usually isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could lose twice after. What a pivotal fight, though. I think that was more, even though there was an ultra kill on Ember, I feel like the fight was most important for Largo because he actually got to get involved, have a successful fight, and progress his game. I had my concerns about the Largo, but now that that fight has happened, his game is going to start looking up a lot. He's 1,500 up on the Slardar. He's obviously going to counter Slardar very heavily until level 25s come in. You're going to be able to just lick off Corrosive Haze. In addition, you're buying Lotus, so even more removal for that, removal for the Puck Silence. Blocking Dismember is super annoying for 9 class. So a lot of upside here for Miero. And he almost has the Lotus. Actually progressed so much, and yeah, I was questioning. I still don't know how much I love that hero as an overall first pick, but that one fight might have just been all they needed. The entire lead is gone for Vision.
Yep, you talked about it, but the Lotus with the Shard, a very big power spike for the Frog. As in the pit, BoomBoys go. Does Vision have any idea this is going on? 9 class can try to go for a hook. Will actually get a hero instead of a zombie, surprisingly enough.
Not the hero he wanted to hook, though.
Absolutely not. Now they're searing chains together. BoomBoys will exit the pit to try to find something. Kiritich using the harpoon to get to the other side of the trees. They take out Ducalis in turn.
GPK is level 18. He's super strong right now. Level 3 on that ulti this early in the game.
To be a free, I mean, BoomBoys have gotten almost every single Roche in this series.
Yeah.
So it was 5. It was 4 out of the 5 last game, and this will be their 5th overall in the series, and they're down a game.
Yeah. This time around, though, they're not dealing with mines.
True.
Noticed, gets found. No BKB. He should be dead here.
Doesn't have the TP anymore either. I don't think he wants to burn the BKB charge, so will sacrifice himself. And BoomBoys looking much better now after an extremely rough start.
Yeah, and they might even get the Tormentor as well. It's about to head up top. This is pretty much perfect timing. Just push out this next top wave and grab that as well.
It's going to be a really early Aghanim Scepter for GPK as well.
Yeah,
usually we see it as I want to say you usually see it with one more item on top of what he has now. What do you think the reason for that is? I mean, it's an incredible act.
I think he's not very counter at this game inherently on his hero, so I really like rushing it when you're doing this well. You get a ton of HP when you go Kaya Sanj plus Ags, so if they can't chain stun and lock you down and kill you in a burst, then he's going to rely on getting dispelled or getting Tombstone saved or Soul Rip, like whatever it is. He's going to trust in his teammates, and the payoff is he has way more mobility, way more damage. Yeah, I really like it here. I think this is definitely the right choice. Going to go for Lotus Orb next on him as well. Daedalus for Satanic, seemingly out of nowhere. They're going to need him to come up big here. This is going to take a stellar performance at this point. Anything less than top tier play from Satanic is not going to cut it here.
And remember,
BoomBoys having the next 3.
In the last TI, we mentioned this, but Satanic was on a pretty hot streak, and then on the main stage kind of maybe fell victim to the pressure, I want to say. I mean, obviously he's a very young kid. Game number 1, he kind of brushed that off, so I'm not personally worried about that anymore. But it's still a lot on his shoulders as the position 1.
Smoke could be good. Moonlight as well.
Moving it up. It's the Avalanche.
That's a good curse.
From Ducalis. Undying is almost dead already. Now they get the hook into Dismember with the right clicks coming from Satanic, but the save coming out from Yero. The lick just in time, so Kiritich able to get out just fine. They only lose the one. Of course, Undying just instantly comes back anyway.
Okay, that could have gone way worse for BoomBoys after that Curse came out. Obviously, we haven't talked about this synergy, but Curse with Corrosive Haze is actually kind of crazy. Tiny just clobbered Undying back to the base, but...
Even made better by Slardar Shard, right? Because you get the AoE. Yep. Kiritich will find himself a Luka. Golden Embrace not going to be enough. 2 minutes on the Aegis. So what do BoomBoys want to get out of the Aegis now in terms of structural damage?
I mean, maybe they can get a tier 2. Oh, no one. He has Disc. Gonna be a tough takedown.
I'm sure he's fine here.
I'm not even finding him. Maybe just TP's out. I mean, probably bottom tier 2 seems realistic for BoomBoys. At the same time, maybe you don't feel like you have to push anything. Go for smoke again.
Here we go again. Does that mean they have a better late game? You said that last game. Ducalis. Gonna be
quick reaction.
Very fast. Gonna take some more right-click damage though from Kiritich. His Wyvern does have the Cold Embrace to stay alive if needed. Save with the arrow. Will actually hit onto no one.
Oh,
the
good
big
hook.
hook coming out from 9 Class with the Dismember under the cover of the tier 2 tower. That's the Aegis. We have the reinforcements now for Vision. 9 Class blinking in. Some rot damage as Kiritich able to get away from the onslaught of Vision. They will kill off 9 Class. Honestly, for Vision, trading Pudge for Aegis, pretty damn good.
Yeah. Important there that Kiritich gets to blink out from respawning with the Aegis. If he somehow took an instance of damage, they would have killed him again with Coil in the tower, probably. But with that reset, that's the end of that fight, BoomBoys.
Can you phase shift out of a Yule's arrow when you're coming down?
I think the arrows on top of you is going to hit.
I don't remember if they've changed that or not. BPK doing his best anime impression here now that he has the Aghanim Scepter for the Ember Spirit. Genuinely still think this is the best Ags in the entire game.
It's very, very good.
I haven't really talked about Satanic because they haven't been really looking for fights per se, but you talked about the Daedalus. Looks to be, oh, he's going to get his namesake in Satanic to replace the Wraith Band, and then looks like a Hurricane Pike after the fact.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's waiting that long on the Pike here. I suppose there's no ranged matchup per se. You're playing against a melee carry and a melee mid. I mean, triple melee cores on the opposing team, so maybe the Pike less good than usual, and you just need to have staying power. That in mind actually makes a ton of sense to buy the Satanic here. But yeah, it's been rather quiet from the Vision camp, and that mid fight was what turned it all around.
Yeah. But we saw it last game. They're pretty comfortable just chilling, getting the items that they feel like will be the next power spikes for them. A Blink Dagger for Cat Omen. He has the grab ally shard, so can definitely cause some havoc. Get some good saves on. I mean, Dismember is going to be a problem. Or rather, the other way around. Dismember can be countered instantly from that.
Get Ags on Mirana too. 9 Class somehow has a BKB.
What is that? How?
He's pretty farmed. Pudge can scale really hard, even as a support. It can become a problem for cores later in the game. So I think that's potentially a bit of a saving grace for Vision. They do manage to drag this game out again. Like, let's say this is another 1 hour game. Pudge does present a bit of a problem. There's no percentage-based damage on the enemy team. There's no hero that's really going to buy anything that truly destroys Pudge in the blink of an eye.
Can we look at the Dota win probability again? I should have asked at 3 minutes. I do apologize for all the Dota Plus enjoyers out there.
Just like BoomBoys.
We can't really compare. What is it at right now?
62 for them.
Okay.
That's pretty accurate.
But this time it's a BoomBoys favored Dota Plus. That's good.
So Satanic is going to buy his item now. Wonder if that is going to prompt the move. Obviously a very strong timing for the Vision side. But also BKB on Largo at the same time, so matching that high-value pickup.
Is Satanic the only one that can reliably hit the Tombstone? Is this kind of an issue with their draft?
I mean, Wyvern can help, but it's not very fast. So yeah, that is definitely a potential concern as well. If he has to spend half the BKB again doing that.
Yeah, he'll end up getting a butterfly after the Hurricane Pike, so we'll have enough attack speed to reliably take it out relatively easily. It ain't no Snapfire, though. Say that. BPK working on a BKB next, it seems. And Roche is in 55 seconds. Likely the next fight, since both teams playing relatively passively at the moment. I mean, in terms of just getting solo pickoffs, I would think that Vision actually have the advantage with that. You got Corrosive Haze, single target, right click from Nature's Prophet, the Pudge. But it's about finding these heroes alone, which has been difficult.
And ideally, getting a combo of hook during coil, which I don't think we've seen that play a single time in this game. It's generally just been 9-class setting himself up. That does matter a lot when heroes get BKB though, because otherwise he's going to hook them in and they will always be able to BKB before they get dismembered. But if you do a coil plus hook, you might actually snap them and be able to chain all your abilities.
If there's a Tombstone down though, it becomes way more difficult.
Yep, that is true.
That's a very difficult mini game to try to get a high score on. And even for saving teammates, the hook loses a lot of value because of the zombies. It's not like you can buy Shard and just eat your teammates anymore, which I'm really missing, by the way. God, I love that thing. Smoke from BoomBoys. Will be broken by 9-class, so I'm sure they'll find him in the tree line. Is that a BKB TP? Yep. All right. Night falls away. There's now a nullifier online for Notice, so they're getting the items, they're getting the farm, they're dodging fights relatively successfully for Vision. Roche is up though. They don't know that the BKB is not that they would really care that much, I guess, but the BKB being down for 9-class was out of Vision.
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind in this game. Like you can
see the lick, Synderen?
Oh,
very important.
Massive.
It will bottle the damage rune for Kiritich.
Yeah, it's when you have some really strong physical damage, it feels like if the game is somewhat even, you can always find a win off of getting a clean jump at any given point. So the Slardar Prophet, even though BoomBoys have been doing a really good job in the last 15 minutes, you slip up once, let's say you get your Undying jump, then he instantly dies to Prophet Slardar, the fight develops, you get a Dismember off, and there's no Tombstone. You can definitely see a path for Vision to set up a fight on their terms. The Nullifier on Slardar helps, and step by step he's approaching the 25. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that is, I think a lot of people would say it's the best talent in the entire game. The Undispellable Corrosive Haze is...
Have you ever seen the other one?
Crazy. I have, I think.
On the Octarine build back in the day, right?
Yeah, the Octarine build, we would go the Crush cooldown, but Undispellable Haze is huge against Largo. If they do get there, that will be a big swing for Vision side, and it allows Notice to become another carry, which arguably they might need, because I don't know if Prophet's going to be able to do all the damage by himself here later, but I mean, come on, you've got Puck as well and Slardar. I don't think damage will be a concern. I'd maybe like to see BoomBoys take a little more initiative if possible. If we find something here, 9-class just standing in a spot here trying to break smoke or at least get information.
Oh, Kukaz is spotted though. Searing Chains cancels out that TP.
He did.
He will end up falling to GPK.
10-1 on the Ember.
9-class. Maybe he was trying to de-ward. He's going to be spotted as a result, and he's killed off. So both supports dead for Vision. And Roche is like, hey, I'm ready for you. Open wide. Very nice. Delicious food.
He actually blinked and stood right on top of their ward. Just stood there. That's pretty unfortunate for 9th class. Yeah, that's gonna be, well, Roche number 10 for BoomBoys in this series.
This is 6 out of the 7 Aegises so far for BoomBoys. I believe. I could be wrong, actually. No, maybe Vision got the last 2 Roches, actually, in the game, because it did go on.
Yeah.
We've lost track. Counting's difficult.
All right, let's see if BoomBoys have a plan with this Aegis on the Tiny. If hitting high ground is realistic, it is. We talked about last game how hard it was to Siege, playing into the Bounty Hunter Scouting, playing into Techie's Mines. This time around, you're playing into Pudge, Coil, Wyvern.
Yeah.
Like, you could build this advantage, but how do you break the base if you don't win a fight first? Seems quite tricky. Your tower hitting hero in Tiny has to come up close. He can get hit at any point by a hook. He takes a ton of damage from Wyvern.
Look at the damage he does to buildings.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he can definitely get the job done if he gets to swing at it, but...
Who would you rather have, a bear or a Tiny?
Oh, I'd rather have the bear.
So bear is greater than rock. That's like a new version of rock, paper, scissors, bear. As the 4th component. And we need a 5th. Maybe your face.
Yeah.
It just loses every time.
Yeah, that's right.
This time it'll work. Nope, never does. Sounds like great game design again. From
you
3.5.
really proving yourself today.
I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes on the Aegis. Is Satanic about to hit 25?
Puck, 100 gold from Octarine.
Which talent do you take?
We've mostly seen Treant damage. I guess in this game state, maybe take teleportation.
Sounds pretty good.
No, he still took Treants.
Okay. He'll get to 30, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How long is this game going, Cinder? Let's make predictions. I was dead on last one, so it's your turn to be right if you want.
Oh, nice courier kill.
Yeah,
that was actually
a
full Octarine, yeah. It's nice. I'm going to say 65 minutes.
I don't think it's going to go down.
You don't think so?
I'm going to say 57 minutes and 21 seconds.
Really upping the ante here with the seconds, too. Very confident.
Yeah, because I was 30 seconds off last time and it upset me. I need to be correct. I've already forgotten what I said, but I'm sure somebody has a record of that somewhere. Hopefully we're not casting into the void.
You said 57:21, no?
Okay, sure. I'll believe you.
The fact that I can say it again and you still don't recognize whether it's correct is
probably right.
This was something you said 10 seconds ago.
I think it was 58, though, wasn't it?
Was it?
See? Now you're doubting yourself. That's why I'm here, to make you doubt yourself. You become a better analyst, or worse, depending on the day. 2 minutes on Aegis. They get the tier 2 mid. You can still see the separation between Satanic and the rest of the pack is completely absurd.
We're reaching that point, though, where Slardar's net worth, this hero, generally speaking, most of the time offlane Slardar, when it has a good lane, it can sometimes sit in the top 3 net worths, but oftentimes Slardar will be at the bottom of the cores, or at very least bottom 2. But he reaches a certain point where even when he is 6th, he has mega impact just because of how minus armor scales later into the game. And when he gets, like, let's say we get 10 minutes later in, and everybody from here on out gains 5k gold each.
Yeah.
His hero has so insane impact with that 5k gold compared to what a lot of other offlaners would in that range that I'm not really worried for his ability in this game to just scale, even if he's at the absolute bottom of cores by a large margin. As long as he buys the right items, which seems to be the case. Now he bought the Ags, so a lot more survivable. And eyeing up a Wind Waker dex, which is pretty interesting.
Oh. Okay. So we're not going to be seeing... Oh, he already has the Ags.
Yeah.
Of course. Why am I even questioning? It's 40 minutes in. Late game items, of course. Smoke from BoomBoys. Satanic would be huge pickoff for them. TP.
Justly.
Very close call.
Yeah, Miran actually has a Yules, so he could have almost instantly canceled him there.
Yeah.
They would have forced the BKB. Probably BKB TP's out then, but they don't have a counter to that. Imagine if you could put the enemy in Tombstone.
I was just thinking that. Somebody made a game like that, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Smoke from Vision. It was me, by the way, in case you didn't know. Heritage spotted, crushed up. They have the Nullifier applied to him as well. There's 15 seconds on the Aegis. The Tombstone saved for now. Still inside the tombstone, will pop back out. Aegis expiring now.
Yeah, a very interesting time to open on it. Get 20 seconds of Aegis left. I guess Vision just trying to force a reaction to make space on the map.
Tombstone being down is pretty big. That's their main save in the game. They do have the double Lotus now. Well, triple Lotus if you think about it, with the Frog.
They're going to lose their value when Slardar hits 25. He's
Is the Lotus not good for anything else? I mean, against Curse?
It's good at blocking Dismember, but they have primarily bought it for the Slardar, I would imagine. Yeah, it's good against Dismember. Reflecting Curse can be good, but a lot of the time, Wyvern is still going to get the Curse he wants, and then the Reflected one, if nobody's nearby, it kind of doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. CPK wants this desperately.
Not get it.
Crushed instead with the Dismember to fall. They don't have the Tombstone save anymore. The right click from Satanic is going to be enough. TPK. It's off the slider. Fist on the Remnant's way. Kirtan jumping with a big avalanche toss. Kills off one as Satanic. He's standing his ground in a 1 versus 5, it feels like. Do they have Curse? They do. The Satanic, he's going to get saved by the Tombstone again. BKB, but the Eul's comes up now. Arrow connects, and now Kirtan jumps back out as the Tiny. There's the Curse to try to save Satanic, but it's not enough. Down goes the Nature's Prophet. You can see the Ember hitting pitifully against the Tiny, so the Curse not able to do much for Vision. And BoomBoys in a very good spot now.
I think critically during that entire time when Satanic was trying to kill Kiritich, I don't believe the Corrosive Haze on the Tiny there, was there? It didn't feel like it. His damage was rather underwhelming. I'd say that he did 6k and his teammates did like 4k combined, but...
Carry harder, please.
I mean, there's no way out of it, though. Like, once you're in there on Prophet, you're not getting back out, so has to commit. It's really big for the side of BoomBoys.
And
putting down the banner.
Can they force out the buyback from Satanic? Kiritich, we've seen this time and time again with the Tiny, being able to decimate these buildings. GPK force out the Cold Embrace onto the Tallest, gets licked up, gets arrowed up, gets hooked up by his teammate, but it's a dead fucking body. Is Kiritich gonna hit the buildings now? Looks like it's gonna be a set. If he was gonna buy back, it would have happened already, surely. That is...
You're gonna force more of
it. Absolutely. I mean, Tiny, anytime he gets this tree, he's gonna be putting these buildings to work. There's no one trying to delay, trying to split push a bit. Kiritich still pounding on the buildings. Fortification. This is the last one for a while. No more refresh for you. Ooh, nice blink to avoid the hook. And now it's only 15 seconds away for Satanic. Ninecast can be spotted in the trees. Pop the BKB in retreat. And Kiritich, can you get the buildings before you exit? Get the range. Looks like that's going to be it for now. No one has the coil. Onto 2. Satanic up in 2 seconds. Finally, able to technically fight, but it's a little too late, it feels like, as the Moonlight Shadow will buy them the space to get away for BoomBoys.
Big sequence there. Lane and a half. You've got 2 minutes for Roche. BoomBoys probably just going to control the map to the best of their ability now. Hex as well on Margot. Miero raking in the dough here, way ahead of the enemy cores, except Prophet, of course. What do we got coming from the side of Vision? Anything of importance? It doesn't really look like it. It's only that Slardar 25 that I'm looking at as their potential saving grace. I think that's more important than anything they could get in terms of items, is let Notice get experience, but obviously that is also up to BoomBoys. I think ideally for them, they would love to fight now and just not even allow the game to get to that point, and this looks like it might just bear fruit. But they've turned around. If they would have just continued down the river, they might have been able to backstab the Slardar.
After waiting very patiently, 9 class is walking towards them, waddling more like it. Back in his base now, though. Just getting some wards up. BoomBoys still chilling. Vision nowhere close. GPK is going to consume his Ags, and for what exactly? What's he replacing it with?
I wonder what's the best purchase here for him, actually.
Does he have Octarine?
He doesn't, which is obviously really good. I'm not positive that's the absolute best choice. I think maybe Disc might be better in this game. in anticipation of the Slaughter 25, you need to make sure you survive and get your spells off. It's more important than anything else here, obviously. At the same time, though, they have so much in the way of saving. They have Largo Lick, Tombstone. Mirana could buy the Wind Waker now. She wouldn't have buyback, but that will also be in play. Now Rocha spawned, and they saw it.
Inside the pit they go. Looks to be a freebie. So BoomBoys absolutely dominating Roshan in this series. He is forsook a word? Forsaken them? Forsaken? That sounds weird. As I have this aneurysm.
Forsake?
Forsake? It sounds wrong.
I don't think it's forsook.
No, it should be.
Maybe it is.
Forsaken, I think. Has to be, right? As we're having English lessons here. Divine Rapier now for Satanic.
Yeah, they need damage, and well, they have damage now. Slaughter 25 and Prophet Rapier is a mega upgrade on Vision's side. So yes, BoomBoys have the Aegis, and they have an 8k lead. This is not a clean win here. It's going to be a difficult push. If anybody gets hooked, you could be in a really compromised position. Gotta be very careful with how they choose to attack this high ground.
Yep, looking for the smoke, potentially.
Octarine Corn, Mirana did not go for the Wind Waker.
Do you want to wait for them to get to your base if you're Vision?
I think so.
Okay.
You're in a very good spot as long as you're in a defensive position where you have Vision. Like, if you see the enemy team and you can get a hook, or you can get a curse, or you can get a coil plus slaughter jump. Is that a... Oh, that's the AC as well. The timing on these items and 25 is just perfect for Vision.
It's a lot of minus armor and right clicks from Satanic.
Prophet can kill Tiny real fast.
Yep,
Are they actually going to try to fight them outside the base with a smoke here?
Well, maybe. Notice.
CGPK.
Yeah, this would be a huge pick-off.
He is killable here.
Yeah, does not have the Aegis. No one. Satanic also joining, but the Moonlight Shadow gives some cover. And with that, Kiritich in the base, looking for no one. Avalanche is scary. Gets off the face shift and the blink. Avalanche only going to clip Ducalis. Good attempt from BoomBoys, but it was not to be, it seems.
Hook.
The hook is to be, though. Zyklon clocks the BKB into the Dismember. Where's the Tombstone? To get the lick off, his character's already at half HP. Of course, he does have the Aegis. He gets Soul Ripped now. There's the Curse on top, though. Not a whole lot of right-click damage until Tiny joins the fray. But the lick brings him out, and he wants to beat his teammate. That's all he wants in his life. The Tombstone is there to save one. Now the hook again from 9 class. His Kiritich is getting bounced left and right everywhere. Another Tombstone, apparently. And it's a save onto Kiritich. Still maintains the Aegis for 3 minutes. He has... Was that Refresher Shard? I was going to say, there's no way he has an orb. No one trying to buy some time now.
It's really nice to have Largo in these types of fights, though. It just keeps linking and keep healing the team. You get to get a full reset.
Now Kiritich can hit the buildings. Still maintains that first of 2 lives. Satanic gonna show himself. Gets Searing Chains. That's about the BKB early. He'll use it to kill off the Roche banner, though. That's a big item down. He can put the Mjolnir back in place, though. The hook from 9 class again onto Kiritich. This Kataomi in position to get the save. Searing Chains onto several heroes. You can see BoomBoys are very, very careful to push this. Extremely disciplined, especially after that game number 1. Nero gets off the Hex. They get the Avalanche as well. That's a dead puck. 100 seconds does have buyback, though. Buildings, tier 3. One more right click would have done it. Kiritich will eventually finish the job. Now opens it up onto the range barracks. Searing Chain's going to buy some time as well. No BKB charge for Satanic. And the buyback from Puck is going to force BoomBoys out for the time being. Avalanche into the Hex, though. This will be a dieback onto no one if he's not careful. Gets off the phase shift, though. BoomBoys still maintaining the Aegis. Another minute and a half. And you're right, this Largo is doing work, keeping everybody at full HP. Feels like Vision have killed off 4 heroes. Kiritich finally going to jump on top of 9 class this time. Gets the kill. The BKBs are popped now. Satanic gets hatched. He gets beaten down into a pulp. He goes down. No buyback for Satanic. And he calls it. GG. And we're going to a game number 3. That was a terrific performance from BoomBoys, and they're able to actually finish the job this time.
Yeah, really nicely played game from them. Just once again, coming back to that mid moment, it really changed the trajectory of the game massively. That they were able to fight that fight at the mid river, and it was on Vision's initiative. They already lost their tower. They still ended up looking for that fight themselves. And well, afterwards, kind of just step by step, BoomBoys just kept finding more and more good moments. I think especially GPK playing an outstanding game on the Ember Spirit in this one, just really put the team on his back when it mattered the most. It was godlike pretty early in the game, I do believe.
You get good fantasy points for somebody that loses but is still top net worth in the game because Satanic had a bestial performance, as some would say, Cinderin.
I believe it's only your best game that counts, right? Surely he'll do better than this.
Okay, I guess that's...
The previous game was worth more.
Okay, well, that's good for the fantasy enjoyers right there. We'll go to Sheever, who enjoys fantasy quite a bit as well.
Hey, more games is always better for the fantasy followers, absolutely. And BoomBoys, they give us more games because they forced this one to a third game of this best of 3. A lot to break down with that one, with Rhea, Winter, and Saber here still with me. Saber, this game, if you only watch the first 15 minutes, you would be very surprised. BoomBoys came out on top.
You would be, but I think Kurletich on the Tiny, once he got the blink, the game kind of started going well for BoomBoys. They managed to get the puck kill in the middle, and I don't know, they played so clean, and it worked out in the end. They proved that they have what it takes to beat Vision, which is very important, not only for this result, that they managed to 1-1 the series, but also for their confidence. You just beat the best team in the tournament, and it gives you the power to keep going and perhaps take the second game.
Yeah, that mid-fight was actually so crucial, and I felt like on Vision's part, maybe they were overconfident because it felt like they didn't need to defend the tower. The tower was already dead, and they still kind of tried to force it, and it actually threw away the whole lead they actually accrued from the early game, and the game became kind of difficult after that.
I'm wondering if there is a nice stat, some stats person can give us on the win rate of a team if they lose both Wisdom Runes at minute 7. Because whilst it looked like Vision were winning, they did actually mess up, and BoomBoys got both XP runes at the 7-minute mark, which I don't know. I mean, they took a little nice skirmish around it on Vision's side, but it's I think BoomBoys got a lot out of this game. Like Miranda especially got her items at really nice timings and had so much impact.
I want to also point out that the Largo that we saw coming out from BoomBoys, this was the overall first pick of the entire draft. I felt like he was having a jolly good time.
He did for sure. I understand why this hero is banned now. You could see that the BoomBoys, once they group up, it feels impossible to teamfight them. Similar to game 1, with this Largo playing his tunes and the Undying being ready to save. It never felt like Vision had an opportunity to like get an in and win a team fight. They just had to rat and rat.
Yeah, it got to a point where I felt like in the team fights, like the supports on Vision just couldn't really do much. You know, Pudge wasn't really very useful. He was just like waiting and waiting, but they couldn't really have the damage to kill. He managed to hook someone in, but they just didn't really have damage at some point.
Yeah, and I feel like we have to talk about the man in the mid lane, GPK. He had a bit of a rough start to this game, but it did feel like a very good Ember Spirit game, Winter. I think that he definitely is, as the game progressed, he delivered also.
Yeah, for sure. He had a stellar game. I think maybe you could only criticize him where at the 7-minute mark when he was moving, he didn't have chains. That kind of grieved his team a little bit. But I think apart from that, outside of that, he was a true force to be reckoned with in the whole game. And not to mention, he had the buff, the croak from the Largo, which made it so disgusting.
93% kill participation? That man must have been everywhere, Rhea.
I mean, he was, you know, the key, right? So you're playing with a Mirana support. What you're going to do, you're going to chains into Arrow, right? You're going to play with your Largo. You're going to get the Croak on you, and you're going to go do loads of damage. Like, it's on him as the Ember, as the hero, with lots of mobility to go and be on the Nature's Prophet in fights. I think GPK has to do a lot, and he did do a lot. And he also acts as part of this counter duo to the puck as well. So it's like everything is on him, and that's why he's the best. I mean, what a great game.
He delivered with that pressure on him, absolutely. And we have to talk a little bit about Vision as well, because they were doing very well in the first start of the game, and a large portion of that came because of a certain hero that a lot of people were very excited to see. We saw on the main stage the first Pudge in action, Ray, and that was a treat.
I asked for a highlight reel because I thought they were gonna win.
Well, you gotta get it anyway.
Yo, check this out. They put a ward on the gate so they can see movement, and then when they did, 9-class TP down and got a sexy little hook. Got a nice little kill there early. He was doing a lot of wave dragging. He always showed up for his team and got those nice little hooks. Puck coil stunned into that. It's nice. I think his early game was pretty solid. I think his rotations were good. I think the way he worked around his lane partner was good. I think the way he contributed to fights like this was good. Being able to split the heroes apart so Lager couldn't heal.
This was an insane one. He got the tiny.
Yeah. I mean, he also got tiny 3 times at the end and it did nothing. There was a certain point where Pudge would blink in with the BKB and bite like Tiny or GPK on his Ember, and no one really had the damage output to follow up and actually get the kill, and then the hero becomes useless because it doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, it looks flashy, and then it's like, okay, well, that was fun. Now what? Because I don't want to talk about how Vision kind of lost Winter the grip on the game they had in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I felt like they were in a position where they could have definitely won the game. I felt like after the first 15 minutes, they were in a fantastic position. They could have just controlled the game, get the Tom, get the Roche, and the game would be theirs, you know. But I felt like they were too confident because even the tier 1 bot, the safe, I don't know if you guys remember, they TP'd heroes to defend, but they barely defended the tower, and then that gave them kind of a little bit of, oh, we have the power to defend the next tower. So they went and defend the next tower, and they lost that fight, and they lost a lot of their advantage.
There, this is a little bit of an extra tail where we see the hook still on the Tiny. It doesn't do as much as I'm sure.
I mean, it's also like the support just lost a lot of usefulness against Ember Spirit later on. You couldn't really do anything against GPK as a Wyvern and Pudge.
But also watch Largo in this fight. Every time he gets an amazing hook, boom, just gets licked back. It's the counter hook.
Yeah, and like the heals from him plus the Undying Soul Rip as well. It's like they just don't have enough to get through Tiny's HP pool. Meanwhile, you have like Mirana having endless utility throughout the game, like buying that Yules to make more pressure onto Puck with the like Yules into Arrow, buying the Ags, which helped clear out a lot of the like tree amp pushes from Nature's Prophet. So Mirana was often able to go TP back and like push the lanes out easily and safely, and then return back to the team. So like I think we saw a nice little support diff.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. There was also a pretty clear point as to when Vision's boss stopped, because around the 20-minute mark, that was Saber. When there was a fight, we're like, hold on a second. BoomBoys have something to say about this one.
Yeah, as Winter was mentioning, they got a little bit too overconfident in this fight. I think they kind of forced it badly with the Puck ulti. And very nice team fighting from BoomBoys. You could see that when Kataomi drops his tombstone, now Satanic spends like half of this fight hitting the tombstone and not really dealing damage, and that was enough for them to like have enough in the tank to just kite them around for Miero to heal up and deal his overtime damage, and eventually they end up winning this fight, getting all 5 kills for free, which is exactly what they needed. As you can see, even at this point, Vision have like 2k lead, but so if they weren't able to win this fight, it would be big trouble. However, they were able to capitalize on their mistakes, and they took it home afterwards.
Now, we all heard Poppy after the draft was done, and he said that game 1, actually, Winter, should have been a loss for them as well. So are you worried for them at all going into game number 3 soon?
I don't think so. I think game 1, they played really well. Game 2, they just had a problem with their heroes where they just couldn't have damage at some point, you know. I think if they just made some small little adjustments with the heroes, and it would be fine. The Pudge was kind of like, I don't think they would have done it, personally, if it wasn't a 1-0. I think if it's a 0-1, they would not have tried the Pudge here in this game.
There was also...
I know you don't agree.
No, it's fine.
I know you think that he just wants to play Pudge.
You could be right. I don't like the Pudge anymore. But I do think that there was that critical fight as well when they hit a really good IM timing with Satanic. Like, he had Satanic and all these other IMs. He was ready to go and noticed BKB TPs out of the team fight on the mid-river as Satanic TPs into it. It was a horrible miscommunication. It lost them like so much synergy. It was literally just him versus 3 heroes, which should never be happening. And I think that might have been honestly the moment for me where they lost the game.
Yeah, a little bit of communication and also issue there.
Yeah, I think they just needed to back. I felt like they didn't really need to take the fight. They needed to have the patience. I think this game they lacked the patience. They were a little bit too ahead of themselves. Maybe the scoreline played a factor in the head. They felt like, oh, we just won the first game and we want to finish this quickly 2-0. And they made a couple of bad errors and the game just gone out of control.
Yeah, it got out of control real bad. And then sometimes in a game like that, and you have a Nature's Prophet carry, I would imagine that there is still a way back in, maybe to, it's Nature's Prophet. You can rat a little bit. You can take some towers. You can basically go the lone druid route. Saber, why didn't that happen? Why wasn't that possible?
They were trying to do it, and Satanic was able to rat as much as he could. It is just not easy to do that against Tiny with Shadowblade, who's running around trying to pick you off. Yeah, they prolonged the game as much as they could. However, eventually in every single Dota game, you have to teamfight the opponents. Once they got the Roche and they came to Vision high ground, you have to take the fight with Pudge hooking heroes in and hoping for the best, which is like the best fight you can get. It was unfortunately not enough because the Largo would just lick you out.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Saber.
The high ground.
The high ground. Great. I do want to talk about that because that was overall first pick. Surely that's the answer. Right, you're gonna ban that.
Largo?
Yeah.
I mean, he has been first phase banned like every other game. So I suppose you could definitely, yeah, I would. I think it synergizes just way too well with the current mid pool. And it just makes it's so good against so many heroes.
Let's get it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say again, like the pick order. Like if you're first pick, I just feel like it's easier to plan everything.
Yeah, and this was BoomBoy with the first pick. We did see the team where Vision had first pick. They were the ones that came out on top. As we're looking at the international stats going into this, Largo was kind of not talked about that much. We see him here sitting at a comfortable 50% win rate, very much in the picture. But what made it that he now is first pick, first ban material? Is he just that easy to plan your draft around?
I think so. I think it just gives you everything you need. It gives you team fight. It's a strong laner, and it's not easy to pick heroes against it. I think you need some special, like, kind of draw ranger kind of heroes to deal with him. So for me, it was partly the Largo impact, and then partly Vision not having Darkseer as they did in game one. As the Slayer, not displayed well. However, the Darkseer impact, it's like much more visible. He gets to push all the way. You can see it in the team fight. When he vacuums, it's just crazy good. Yeah, so I think they kind of need to aim for that.
We'll see which one of these two teams will play crazy good in game number 3. The score is tied for the first time on the main event on day 1 here for the International. We are gonna go to a third game of this series, and the last people out of the gate are the two coaches. They have a lot of work to do in this one. If we already know, or at least in this series, it seems to be that first pick gives you a little bit of an edge, Winter, and you're gonna go in as the second pick team. How are you gonna try to compensate for that? What is the plan?
I don't think you have much of a choice because the ball is in the first pick side. They're gonna choose something, and you cannot ban everything. You need to take a trade when you're the second pick team. And we've seen what Lina, Undying, Lina, Lone Druid. I think you just have to pick one and you have to play against it.
Yeah. I also think if we look at the drafts from last game as well, they picked heroes that rush blinks. And we already had a discussion earlier today about how, it's nicer on some heroes in the off lane to get like a Helm first or something before this blink dagger. Instead, you have a 12-minute blink out of a Slardar, a 16-minute blink on a Puck. You have a 23-minute blink coming in on the Wyvern, a 15-minute blink on the Pudge. It's just like 4 heroes with blink daggers, whilst the enemy has like Sand and Kaias and stuff, and they're outputting so much more damage and being so much more tanky that your spells alone aren't enough to do this damage.
Yeah, that's why the mistake they made when they defended the mid tower was so bad, because of the items they bought. You're buying like fighting items and you're
not fighting.
You're not fighting well. They were trying to fight, but they didn't fight well, and they lost the fight.
Yeah, that is a big problem. And with that in mind, that seems like a super easy fix. You can just say, guys,
stop.
Don't buy a blink. Or just have one blink.
Calm down. Just calm down.
Calm down.
Scale
one blink.
Scale it up.
Scale up. You know, they just want to go too fast. And don't they know that currently the average game time is 40 minutes plus? You know, you can get your blink at minute 30, and that's fine too.
Yeah, this tends to happen when you're just winning and winning. It gives you confidence to be like, okay, other teams can't play fast, but I can because I'm just winning everything. And honestly, it is true as long as you keep performing, which they were up until this mid-fight.
Yeah.